You can find the Gazette at many fine business establishments throughout the area and an excellent value for your advertising dollar. The Gazette provides you with a ready-made audience that shares your values, beliefs, and principles. Give them a call, 356-6700. Advertising with the Alabama Gazette is surprisingly affordable and extremely effective. 356-6700, the Alabama Gazette. Honest, informative, trustworthy, your conservative alternative newspaper. Real local news from real local people. The Alabama Gazette, they are most worthy of your support. Pro-life, pro-family, pro-America. 356-6700, give them a call. The Alabama Gazette, the people's paper.
This holiday season is about more. Not more presents and shopping, more you. That's why at Montgomery Men's Health, we're celebrating the season of connection. Connecting with your family, with true friendships, and with yourself. We're treating erectile dysfunction with the least invasive, most advanced treatment options. We've been the local support team helping men get that spark back, in the bedroom, on the job, at the gym, and everywhere life takes you. To celebrate this season of connection, we're giving away free B12 at our Montgomery clinic with every office visit for those who medically qualify. Our commitment is to take care of men, because men who feel alive will change the world. Don't wait to experience the difference our team at Montgomery Men's Health can make. Do it for your career. Do it for your family. Do it for your love life. Do it for you. Because the most meaningful present you can give is a man who is fully present. To give the gift of you this year, call now, 334-440-3663, or go to montgomerymenshealth.com to set up a consultation and lab panel today.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
I'm working like my ass off.
I know.
With Christmas stuff that, who gives a about Christmas stuff and decoration?
Shut up, silly woman.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the you know the thing.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Hey, mister, I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a fella in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. This guy next to me, he's Eddie Bader.
How you doing, Joey?
I'm doing great today. Again, we are now live streaming the show. Like and subscribe. Joey Clark Live on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Or you can watch on the X platform. Not many people do, I don't think. I think Alabama is more on TikTok, not X.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Even in our advertising for real estate,
right?
TikTok does a lot better than X.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Rednecks like their TikTok.
Honestly, instant gratification, Joey. Mm-hmm. I just press a button and, oh, there's a funny video.
But yes, you can see our handsome faces if you go to YouTube or the X platform or the Book of Faces. But Joey Clark Live on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Don't oversell us with a pretty face.
Ever since Elon Musk said GFY to like Bob Iger and Disney and other advertisers trying to blackmail him with money, I think we have a bit of an epidemic of potty mouths now going on around this country.
You noticed that, huh?
Yeah, people dropping the F-bomb all over the place. What was the different color, like, alert levels after 9/11?
Oh, you had the orange and the red and there was even a green. I don't know if we were
I think we need to definitely get to orange, though, because there are F-bombs being dropped all over this country.
Yeah.
In particular, Taylor Swift is now dropping F-bombs on national TV. She didn't mean to, but it was clear as day, Taylor.
She probably didn't realize she
potty
was
mouth.
on camera, Joey, in the booth there at the KC game.
You got Donald Trump saying that stuff, MFR, all this stuff.
Well,
You
he's an older
potty
guy.
mouth.
Sometimes those things slip out when you're older.
You got Joe Biden, the president himself, saying, no, nobody's with a Biden. Potty mouth.
Did you see the wreck that happened yesterday with the president around in his motorcade?
I did.
And the look on his face when he came out?
I don't know. Did you see the moment, actually, though?
I just saw a clip of him coming out and he's doing the Roomba. I mean, he was just doing the Roomba.
Just doing the Roomba.
Yeah.
So, as Biden was leaving wherever he was leaving there in D.C., a reporter or somebody with a camera and a microphone yelled, Mr. President, why are you getting whooped in the polls?
Oh, somebody asked him.
Right. Well, apparently this was the perfect moment. Because why are you losing in the polls, Joe Biden? You're reading the wrong polls. Car crashes right after he says that.
So do you think maybe they had their timing off? That was supposed to happen to avoid that question?
Yeah, it's like that's a new take on the rim shot right there. But here it is, folks. This is the actual moment. We ain't making it up. This is Joe Biden leaving. He's asked about the polls, and then listen to what happens.
Mr. President, why are you losing to Trump in the polls?
And then you see his face, like his reaction. He's like, whoa, what the F?
What was that?
Oh, my goodness.
That's not on my script here.
Yeah, apparently that guy was drunk and unresponsive. Like
Did
they
he
had to
leave
pull
the party
guns
too?
on him, and I don't know. But that I gotta play that again. Let's listen to this again.
Mr. President, why are you losing to Trump in the polls?
It's just, even when he goes to answer, it's like he's listening to a ghost that's called out in the night, and he's looking for like one of the ghosts of Christmas past or something. He just looks like he just doesn't know what's going on.
No, and the fact that that happens right after you're in the wrong poll. Whoa, what was that? Oops. It's just a perfect summation of what's going on. But I'm telling you what, there's a lot of F and F bombs being dropped these days.
Oh yeah.
In particular, there's one fella named, what's his name? Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he dropped it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Now, Vivek was called out by Van Jones for being this new demagogue after the last debate. Let's actually listen in to Van, then we'll listen in to Vivek.
Dangerous because he won't stop Trump, but he's going to outlive Trump by about 50 years. And you're watching the rise of an American demagogue that is a very, very despicable person. Yeah. And I literally was shaking listening to him talk because a lot of people don't know that is one step away from Nazi propaganda coming out of his mouth.
I didn't know that.
He was shaking. We're like one step away from the Nazis. One step away, folks.
I just don't see that. And how do people keep taking people like that seriously? That's another thing I don't understand. Joey, if you kept telling me just outrageous lies at the end of the day, at some point I might say, hey, can you tone it down a bit? I don't even understand why you're telling me these lies. Can't we just...
Yeah, but the other side are bigger liars.
Right, but I'm not even listening to them, so why do you have to keep telling me these lies? Is it fear factor you're working with?
Well, I don't know. But here is Vivek Ramaswamy over the weekend at the, Talking Points USA, Talking Points Action Conference or whatever.
Okay.
Let's listen in.
He had afterwards saying, this is the rise of an American demagogue who's going to live 50 years longer than Trump. This is dangerous. I am shaking. That's what he says. Just shut up.
Whoa!
At a certain point, just shut the up. Van the CNN.
Good point.
Again, the F-bombs being dropped all over the world. But that wasn't the only one. Apparently, Taylor Swift was caught on camera.
Well, somebody was messing with her boyfriend, Joey.
Well, yeah. I mean, and what, you going to write a song about it, Taylor?
Not till they break up.
But here's the actual footage of that. And, I mean, many of us have had these moments when it comes to the NFL. But I'm telling you, we have a nation of potty mouths. And, you know, yeah, you can see her right there, mid F-bomb.
Do you fall for that whole Taylor Swift, whatever his name is, relationship?
What do you mean fall for it? Do you think
it's a scam?
What, do you think she's like a beard or something?
Yeah. No, I don't know if she's like a beard, but it's a way of both of them trying to bring NFL. Let's be honest, their ratings have fell for how many years straight? Taylor Swift, on the other hand, whoo, she's
the $1 billion lady.
Right. So you don't think there was kind of something brought in together to maybe try to bring some Taylor Swift attention to the NFL?
There might be something to that.
And also, her boyfriend's a big vaccine guy, and,
right.
Maybe there's something there.
Well, and I think it's also a reminder that, they keep talking about the patriarchy, but let's not kid ourselves. Women run this country now.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
You start talking about the patriarchy, it's like it ain't the 50s anymore. Like, heck, it ain't even the 80s anymore. Give me a break. Like, how many men out there are actually the ones that, like, command their household? Not many.
Depends on what you mean command.
And I'm not passing judgment. Wait, am I getting too close to home?
I write the checks.
I mean, I don't get a say in how I spend my money, but I write them, right?
I have a very independent, strong wife, so we have separate checking accounts.
But I think the Taylor Swift thing is, let's bring in that girl boss energy. Maybe we can help.
What's
the
a popular
NFL
thing
out.
to do now?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Right.
Plus, we got to get this vaccine. Remember, if you watch any NFL, I think 1 out of every 10 commercials is a vaccine push.
Right.
So come on.
Oh, and speaking of just weird things, everybody dropping the F-bomb, all these potty mouths need soap to wash out their dirty, dirty mouths. You need more than soap to wash out the dirty, dirty Senate committee room now.
Yeah, so what do we burn that down? Do we destroy it? What do we do there? Do we bring in a heck of a cleaning crew? How does that even work? Do you ever want to touch a gavel there again?
And apparently it was on Senator Klobuchar's desk.
Well, that's nice. Now,
the left-wing media, I think NBC put out a headline of Senator Ben Cardin has parted ways with one of his staffers who's alleged by conservative news outlets to have had and filmed gay sex in the Senate committee room.
Also,
what do you mean alleged?
Yeah.
The video's right there.
Look on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wait, so you're telling me the guy... Well, Eddie, they won't let me, as a gay man in this country, film porn anymore without outing me. It's like... You filmed it and posted it on the internet.
Let's be honest.
You snuck into there after hours.
I think if you were to have straight sex in there and filmed it, I think they would have the same kind of issue. I got to be honest.
Yes.
If you were to have drugs in there, an open drug den and filmed it, I think there'd be the same kind of problem.
I agree. Though, hey, Senator, next time we get Tuberville or Brett in here, Senator, you like to party?
Let me make sure I filmed that.
But the one guy who jumped in front of the news cycle when this whole gay porn thing happened was Madison Cawthorn. You remember that guy? The young guy in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember why he was destroyed?
I don't remember.
Because he said, I've been invited to gay orgies and cocaine parties up here. This is one of the most corrupt towns I've ever been to. And all these folks are like, you better take that back, Madison, or we're going to ruin you. He wouldn't take it back. Oh, and they ruined him.
They ruined him.
They took videos of him drunk in college? They took videos of like him with his buddies that were embarrassing. But this is how it works.
How do you combat that? If you wanted to be that guy, Joey, and you wanted to alert the world that of what's really going on up there, I don't think you can just come out and tell them, I'm going to tell everybody. I think you got to document it, then release it, and then say, hey, by the way, it's me. I'm telling everyone this. Because if you don't, they beat you to it. And like he's been ruined, no one will listen to this man again. His reputation has been so tarnished. And what did he do wrong?
Right. Well, and now I'm sitting here wondering whether or not the Pope would bless this action that happened in the city committee room.
I wouldn't think so.
Well, the news this morning is the Pope Francis, approves church blessing for gay couples.
Oh, wow.
Now, maybe you're a monogamous gay couple or whatever. But here's the deal. This is all being reported that Pope Francis says priests can bless same-sex couples, but marriage is between a man and a woman. So the Pope's kind of pulling a like,
yeah, yes.
bless you, my sons, or bless you, my daughters, but you still ain't married.
At the end of the day, Joey.
But we love you all the same, which actually I think you're called to love everybody, no matter their sins.
It's the
even
Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, the Catholic Church?
Come on, Joey.
I do wonder what's buried in the Vatican.
I think a lot of people do.
No, just in their archives. I wonder what they're sitting on. I mean, you're talking about thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
And
of real
being
history.
not just old, 1,000 years old, of like running the West for at least half a millennia.
And documented.
So who knows? But yeah, that came out today. That Pope Francis says priests can bless same-sex couples, but marriage is between a man and a woman. So what does that mean? That somebody can go get like a marriage certificate from the state, and then a priest can like bless you without actually doing the sacramental marriage stuff?
But if I don't know, I don't understand how any of that works. I think I don't know. I don't want to make accusations. I don't know. It's very. If I'm the Pope, I thought this went against everything that religious teachings teach. What am I missing here?
I don't know. I'm a little lost myself. I'm seeing who's hopping on the live stream here. Afternoon, Joey and Eddie, says Mark Cumbie. Afternoon, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Spam Jelly, I think that's Sam, says, peace. He says, I enjoy the GFY culture, my peoples. Mark Cumbie says, if Swift is on, I don't watch. Well, I think Mark's like, I got enough estrogen. I don't need any more. 272-9228. That's, again, 272-9228. Well, Eddie's answering the phones there. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro Services. Ashley and that great team, including Zach, who we had on just the other day, they're ready to help you with any of your potential pest control problems. You know, Zach's the termite specialist over there at Pest Pro Services. And, you know, that guy's a little flexible, too. He can get into those tight crawl spaces, and he's fearless, too. He ain't scared of a possum.
Oh, he ain't scared of nothing.
He ain't scared of nothing. He's going to get the job done, no matter how much he's got to deal with there. But when it comes to termites, it's not too early and it's not too late. If you're thinking, what's termite season? No. Just get it done. If you haven't gotten a treatment done, whether it's preventative or maybe you already have an infestation. Homeowners insurance doesn't cover.
No, they don't.
The cost of termite treatment or repairs, and you want to get that treatment done before those repairs start to stack up. But again, they can help you with all your pest control problems, especially as it gets colder and you'll start to notice a few critters trying to sneak in to find a warm spot.
Oh, yeah.
So that number for Pest Pro Services, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. You can also always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces.
And don't forget, we got the Zach special. By the end of December, if you get a termite treatment, call him up. You'll get $300 off.
It's amazing, but you got to say it's the Zach special. I
heard
about it on News and Views with that Joey and Eddie fella.
That's right.
But just remember, folks, what do you want to know?
Call a pro.
That's Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team there that Joey and that Eddie fella sent you. 272-9228. Oh, let's go to Red Top.
Red Top.
Hey, Red Top.
Hey, and Eddie knows this as well as I do. You ain't going to sell that house without a termite bond.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
Just came across that. I faced all that termite damage. And God, those are some hungry little rascals, I'll tell you. They'll eat $10,000 worth in no time. Now, this stuff about the Pope, this is the official announcement that everybody's been waiting for, but I think it was about 3 or 4 months ago, maybe even 6, the Pope has fired the Archbishop of Austin over this issue. Yeah. And that's really the first time I've ever heard of a Pope removing a cardinal. I don't think he even did that with the guy up in Boston, did he?
Not that I remember.
I don't think so.
Maybe not this Pope. Benedict might have done it.
Well, when you publicly criticize your boss, it's not like you're Protestant,
Yeah, but this is...
the chair of St. Peter still has some sway within the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah, and this could very well cause, and they've already been talking about it since they fired the Archbishop of Austin, Catholic Church of America splitting from Rome, because the Catholics in America really are not real happy about this stuff.
How about, do you know, as far as the rest of the world, how they reacting to this, Red Top? Is it just the Americans that are not crazy about this kind of activity?
Well, we don't have this gay stuff going on in every country. It's only the Western countries, guys. That's United States, Canada, and Western Europe. This crap ain't going on all over the world. For some reason, it's only happening in Christian nations, which really is bizarre. They ain't putting up with it in Russia. That's for damn sure.
Right.
You better not be gay in Russia, or they'll make modifications to make sure you ain't no more. And in any Muslim country, that ain't happening. Well, that's 1 over 1 billion people in the world. In Southeast Asia is just with all the bizarre religions over there, it's not an issue. So it's only with this Western culture, which blows my mind.
Me too.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, it's kind of a reaction that, like, I don't know, there have always been periods of licentiousness in the West, like more free love and proclivity, but it usually dies out, especially between men and women, because sex was so costly for women before things like birth control and other stuff.
Right.
But I don't know. It's one thing to say, you know, I love this man, I'm going to live with him, whatever. It's another thing the way it's like, is it really like about freedom if I got to stare at a man with, like, you know, chaps without, you know, the seat on the pants? Like, is that really freedom and liberation, watching some hairy butt walk down the street?
For him it is.
Only at Halloween in New Orleans.
What, you ain't Prince in 91 at the VMAs, guys. Like, what are you doing?
And Joey, let me tell you something. This is terrible. You know what I did Saturday and Sunday? I went to the music store.
Oh.
Oh, no, this is not good for somebody who already has way too many musical instruments. And by the way, Guitar Center, they now have their own line of guitars named Mitchell.
Oh, cool.
And I played an acoustic electric, which I need a new one because I'm not going to butcher up my 1974 Fender F5512. And you can't buy pickups for guitars no more, man.
Really?
Or acoustic guitars. Not even hot dogs.
I'm not really a gearhead. I know the only electric I have now is a Mexican-made Strat, but it does the job. I'd love to get my hands on either a Tele or I love a Les Paul, but those are so daggum expensive.
They're too heavy. They weigh 15 pounds.
That sound, that weight gives it a great sound through an amp turned up. It's really nice.
Yeah, you hold it up all damn night long and see how you feel about it.
Well, if Jimmy Page could do it.
My Fender Jazz weighs 14, and it's a 5-string Jazz. And by the way, Joey, it's the Mexican one too.
Okay.
I played they had 3 models. They had a Filipino Fender Jazz. They had a Mexican, and they had the American. The Filipino was only $450. The Mexican was $850. The American was $1,150. Now, I'll be damned if the Mexican one didn't play and sound better, so I got it.
Oh, yeah. No, they make a good product, Fender does. But
oh, gosh, yes. But I've got to have me another acoustic electric 12-string. Let me tell you what they got for $289. It's on sale till after Christmas. $289. A Mitchell acoustic electric 12-string with a Fishman pickup in it. This is beyond belief. I was expecting to pay $1,000, but I played this little guy, and it's almost a black mahogany. It looks really cool. Joey, it kicks butt. This is a bad virus that I caught when I was 9 years old because my piano teacher lived behind me, and she's been blamed for it ever since.
Well, I appreciate it, Red Top.
See you guys. Roll Tide, go Trump.
And before the break, let's go to Eric the dog. Hello, Eric.
Hola.
What's happening, dog?
Hola.
You know, I was thinking about going down to my local Catholic church with a colander and tell them I'm a pansexual in an open relationship and I like to be married because I need the tax deduction.
Yeah, but I hear they make you prove it.
All right. Well, everybody likes grating cheese, so I'm down. Let's go. I'm already getting raped by the government as it is. Might as well go ahead and do a little on my own. You know what I mean?
Not really. But
no.
It ain't worth the tax break.
No, it's not.
Well, maybe not.
They have a broken back,
All
so
right.
to speak.
I'll reconsider. But, you know, they tax your dollar when you get it from the guy that paid you with it, who got taxed with it before he gave it to you. They take taxes out of your check. They take taxes again when you spend the stuff, and then they tax you for making money with the money that you made to support yourself. And then everything you buy has a tax on it. How many times do we get taxed? What about the one and done system? Isn't that a...
You're still talking about taxes?
Man, Eric, you should be used to this. You got dogs, don't you, Eric?
Of course I do.
All right, so when you go to the fridge, you have to pay the cheese tax, right?
Cheese tax.
You should be used to
Yeah.
this. I mean,
Yes.
everything taxes everything. I think as when we have young children, we start bringing them into the world and letting them know there's a tax on everything. When you give them an ice
Yep,
cream,
got the
take a
dad
big
tax.
old bite of it. Right. When when it's time for them to eat, take a big old chunk of their food. Get them used to that. I think that's what our government wants us to do. Get those folks used to having nothing and being hungry.
Well, I'll tell you what I did do. Bought my kid some tools for his Christmas, and I took out the 10 millimeter.
You went ahead and hit it?
Just went ahead and took it out.
Yep.
This is life.
He's going to be looking for that the rest of his life.
Start looking for it now, son. You're
Yep.
always looking for a 10 millimeter.
Always.
All
Joe,
right,
Joe,
y'all.
you have no idea
Mary?
what that is, do you?
A what?
The 10 millimeter joke, you don't?
No, not off. I'm not. Like, it's a daily reminder, maybe just a weekly one. Maybe we can do this once a week, not every day. I ain't some redneck from Chisholm like you. All right?
Hey, Eric, where are you from?
Well, we all have our crosses to bear.
I'm upper middle class white trash, all right?
I'm from a little place called Powder Springs, Georgia.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to tell you, they're not redneck, but you already jumped in. Never mind.
Yeah, we're a little rednecky.
Just a little bit.
rednecky.
Just a little
You can
bit.
hear banjo music from that house, I promise you.
Oh, I bet. Are you the one sitting on the banjo on the front porch
Nah.
going at it?
I'm the guy eyeballing the guy with the banjo.
Actually, they watched that as part of the initiation into the Senate committee staff.
I believe it now. I do believe
Well, I think we have video footage of that, don't we?
it. I believe we do. They even got a soundtrack.
We just need a Ned Beatty cameo.
Well,
all right.
on
That's
that
debauchery for today.
sordid note, appreciate it, Eric.
See you,
All
dog.
right, Sean. Adios.
Yeah, you know, and to Red Top's point he made in his call, like, I don't want to be Russia. I don't want to be the Middle East. I believe in freedom. And I believe people are free to do things that I even personally might think is wrong. Generally speaking, you ain't hurting others, you ain't taking people's stuff, you should be free. But there are some basic rules of decency when you work in a place like the Capitol or work anywhere. Like, if you think I brought some lady over after hours and, had sex with her in the studio and filmed it, think the boss would be happy?
No.
No!
Nope.
Like, just...
Well, it comes just like with free speech. It comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
It comes with a responsibility. Just because you're in that position, did you really work your whole life to get in that position so you could turn around and do this? This was what you wanted? Because what you did was just killed your career. I mean, he's what, 23, 24
No,
years
I think his
old?
career has just begun.
Well, yeah, you'll see him on OnlyFans from here on out.
Yep.
But again, and I heard it on the other show, and it really rang true to me. What about his parents?
Yeah, no, and you got to wonder, because, again, it's one thing to have your preference and your disposition, so to speak, your proclivities.
Yeah.
How you're born, so to speak. But it's another thing to present yourself as just kind of reduce yourself down to a tool, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And just gross, honestly.
Yeah.
Just gross to see.
A lot of aspects of that are just unneeded. But now, when they fired him, did they say why? Did they go into it, or they just said we just dismiss this staff member?
You filmed gay porn on the desk of a Senate committee hearing.
I know
room.
that, but when the senator fired him,
No, they didn't go into
Okay.
details.
That's
They
what I was
just said
wondering.
that right-wing outlets,
Okay.
conservative news outlets, allege this about the guy.
So if something is alleged by right-wing news outlets, you have to fire someone.
Oh,
for
no,
that.
this is an old tactic. This is an old tactic. When Republicans are caught, like, say this was a Republican staffer doing the dirty in a Senate room,
Okay.
it'd be a huge story. Of
course
and
it
it'd
would
be
be.
all about how those two Republican staffers, they're gay and they did it. But
What if
when
they
it's a
weren't gay?
Democrat, you know what it is? And it doesn't have to be something as salacious as this story. It could be anything when the Republicans find something on Joe Biden. It's not, the story isn't Joe Biden did a thing.
Okay.
The story is Republicans said Joe Biden did a thing.
MAGA. It's MAGA.
What's the phrase? Republicans pounce is the whole idea. That if Democrats did something wrong, it's not that they did something wrong, that's the story. It's the fact that Republicans pounced on that thing. And by them pouncing on the wrongdoing by Democrats, that actually gives Democrats a free pass because we all know the Republicans are worse. Or something to that.
That's how it's supposed to work, right? That's what we're
And they
always
tried
saying.
it with this, and we're like, seriously?
Oh, of course you're going to. It's been working. Why wouldn't you keep trying that same message?
Right. Anyway, we got to hit another break, but we're actually our first break.
All right, let's hit a break.
First, this part of the program brought to you by XI Repair. I'm high energy today, baby.
Lucky you.
XI Repair is the place to go for all those smartphone repairs or desktop, laptop computers. They can even do work on top-end gaming consoles.
They sure can.
Like a PlayStation 5. They can also do data recovery. Maybe you deleted something important and you didn't have it backed up. Well, they can recover that for you.
Can.
Maybe somebody deleted something on purpose to try to get out of some criminal charges, or maybe you're in the middle of a divorce or a business deal gone wrong. People delete emails, text messages. XI Repair can recover it. Have your attorney contact them. And of course, right now for the Christmas holidays, they have all sorts of amazing electronics bundles.
Yes, they do, Joey.
You know, folks, people might stop at the gas station real quick and get a charger. Well, those cheap chargers are destroying your phone, number one.
Exactly.
And number two, when you bundle all these great high-quality products together, all these high-quality electronics together at XI Repair, you know you're getting a great deal, and you got products that are going to work beautifully for years and years to come. So check out XI Repair today. You can always start a job online at xirepair.com. It's the letter X, the letter I, repair.com. Or give Jonathan and his team a call at 777-1234. That's 777-1234. And be sure to tell those fine folks there at XI Repair that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the Afternoon sent you more news and views after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
May I help you?
Well, howdy. I'm Bill the electrician. Come to wire up your new air compressors.
Oh, well, okay. Never seen an electrician pull up in a camo Jeep with deer antlers on the front.
Yeah, that 3 points of beauty, ain't it?
No matter what your electrician is driving, make sure it says Crosby Electric on the side. Crosby Electricians will take care of your electrical issues professionally and for a reasonable price.
Bill, you sure you know how to design these circuits?
Well, of course. And if I do get stuck, I got a secret weapon.
Oh, yeah?
YouTube.
Oh, boy.
Crosby Electric has been serving this area for over 50 years. We have the experience to do your job correctly.
Okay, let's try out these new air compressors.
Bill, you blew up my new compressors.
Yeah, sorry about that. Here, take my Jeep. It's yours.
What?
I'll just keep the horns, if that's okay.
Protect your property and yourself. Always call the experts at Crosby Electric or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
You know, people talk about spreading holiday cheer. Overrated. I had some holiday cheer last year, and you know what? Lasted a couple of hours. Then whoosh, gone. Just like that. However, spreading holiday comfort with Skechers, now that's something your loved ones will enjoy long after the new year. Because Skechers has footwear for the whole family that will be the most comfortable, stylish holiday gifts under the tree. To start, there's hands-free Skechers slip-ins. You just step into them and they're on. You don't need to bend down and touch your shoes. Find hands-free Skechers slip-ins in a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hey guys, are you looking for a professional and reliable tree service company in the Montgomery and surrounding areas? Well, check out the folks at Tree Masters. It's a name you know and trust. From pruning to full tree removal, they'll even help you remove your shrubs. They service all of Central Alabama, including Lake Martin and Lake Jordan. Call them for a free quote today at 334-676-3638. That's 334-676-3638. Tree Masters.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From a little fender bender to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For over 35 years, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's a change of reality and a change of climate as colder air heads for Alabama. For today, sunshine, breezy, cooler, high in the upper 50s. Mostly clear, cold tonight. I think we'll be in the upper 20s by dawn on Tuesday. For the day Tuesday, a raw December day with a high temperature barely up to about 50. More sun. Upper 20s again on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. I think Wednesday's high will be in the mid-50s. A little better Thursday with a high near 60 and storm-free in the next few days. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio.
In the house.
You wanted to do a little thing here?
Yeah, it's my good friend and your friend, too.
Yeah.
Bubba Lambert's birthday today. I'm not going to say that he's an old man, but he is 64.
Happy birthday. Wait, damn, 64?
That's what I'm going with. He wants us, Joey.
He's almost medicated.
Because he is a good friend of ours. He wants us to throw out, that Alabama salute, but I got to be honest, it's kind of tough. I mean, he's a strong Alabama fan.
Like the Alabama equivalent of War Eagle for an Auburn fan?
Yeah. So here's what I was thinking. Maybe it'd be easier if we did it in two parts. Like if you said one word and I said the other, maybe it would be less.
And let's think of it less in the context of a football game and more like Sables walking out in the WWF.
There you go.
With a very tight leather thing on.
Okay.
So, row.
Tide.
Yeah.
There you go. Hope
Got
you like
it out
that,
of us
Bubba.
two Auburn boys,
Yeah,
Bubba.
buddy.
Happy birthday, man. Seriously. Happy
Yes,
birthday.
Bubba's a great guy. Bubba grew up same place I did. He's come a long way in life. Very proud to know him.
Let's go to Bill. Hey, Bill.
Hey, guys.
How you doing, Bill?
I am doing wonderful. I feel much better today than I did last.
That's good.
So, I got a question for y'all.
All right.
And I heard a little bit of what you were just talking about. But what does it take to get conservatives motivated enough to show up and actually complain en masse about anything?
It's a very good question.
Because, if you look back just a few years ago, you could say the word racial and say that there was something racially going on in Montgomery, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have 5,000 or 6,000 people show up to protest. no more information than what they just got, they would show up. Now, today, you can string along a certain segment of letters and throw the homosexual or gay word out there and say there's going to be a protest, and you get a couple of thousand people show up with no more verbiage than what I just gave. But you can have our government vote to extend spying on their citizens, and you can't even get 5 people to show up and complain about it.
I see your point now, and amen.
Amen, man.
Amen. And I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's more like it's easier for people to understand, or they feel like they can do something about an issue. That's why they'll show up. Whereas something like Section 702 of the FISA, authorization, it goes over people's heads, or they don't see the point.
Or do they think that one voice can make such a big difference in that? Because
Right.
honestly, it sounded like it was already done.
I guess what bothers me the most, and I don't know, maybe I'll look at this a little differently than most people do. The only politician that stood up for the American people was Barry Moore.
Yep.
And he's about to lose his seat because of redistricting.
Because he stands up too much.
We should have a problem with that.
Well, yes, we should. We should have a huge problem with it.
And the redistricting, we should have a problem with to start with. Now, segregation, as I remember, ended in 1964 in the state of Alabama. Except when it comes to electing politicians, and then we're going to go back to segregation.
Well, and there's been the end of legal segregation, so to speak, or legally, backed segregation. But segregation, sadly, has become informal and pretty well set. Just look at the schools. It's based on neighborhoods,
right? And
people decide to move certain places. People kind of congregate together, and I actually don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Though I'll be just blunt, and I've said this before. If not that many people had moved from Montgomery would be very different, and I think for the better. Because it would be a lot of different type of folks having to figure it out. What are we going to do with the city? I don't necessarily blame the folks who moved. They had good reasons, whether schools or other opportunities. But, the shrinkage problem, so to speak, kind of exacerbated the issue you're talking about, Bill.
Well, look at Birmingham. Look at what has happened in Jefferson County.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and look at the racial mixture in Jefferson County in the mid-'60s, it looked far different than what it does right now. But that's the problem. If we keep changing districting, then it's going to continue to happen. Like the things that are happening are going to continue to happen. The only way to stop it is say, these are district lines. If you want a black district, then you need to get the blacks to move to this district. Or if you want a white district, you need to get all the whites to move to this district. Or if you want a Korean district, you need to get all the Koreans to move to this district. But it's not fair to change the goal line every time the opponent gets close to it. I don't know. Eddie, do you follow Clint Grantham by chance on TikTok?
I do not. I might just not know who he is. I follow a bunch of people. And,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
Well,
man, you're
a lot of times when I send stuff to you, I send stuff to him as well.
Okay.
He's down in Coffee County, and he is running for a county seat or a county position. Y'all ought to reach out to him and see if he would come on your show.
Hey, Bill, send me another one of his clips. I think I know who you're talking about. And if it is the guy I'm thinking of, I'll call you tonight.
Yeah, we'd be happy to talk to him.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
Well, thank y'all for letting me rant for a few minutes.
We'll do it.
And y'all have a great day.
You too, bro.
Yeah, and to Bill's point, I wish we could focus on some of the big issues like the debt, the destruction, evisceration of our civil liberties as found in the Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
Maybe just getting, in general, our house as a nation in order, stop being overextended with all these foreign wars. But again, to this point, Nikki Haley has gained in New Hampshire, where she's on like 28% in New Hampshire now. Trump's still at 45 or 44. Yeah. And why is Haley surged in New Hampshire? Because she's the most reasonable and likable.
So she's the most likely to get walked right over.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, Eddie, there are a lot of conservatives and a lot of so-called independents where their number one factor is how likable and reasonable is that person?
No,
and I just feel like that's a slap in the face in a very unreasonable time.
If you're not willing to...
And I don't understand the likability thing at all.
Well, if you're not willing to elect someone or at least stand up for your own rights yourself, then you're not a true conservative. What are you doing? I mean, you're just riding the fence. Somebody told you that you were cool if you're a conservative, so that's what you decided you're going to do, but not do anything, just keep your hands in your pocket. You know, Brian Dawson often talks about Christian religion and how so many years Christians have been kind of passive. And look what's happened. So many people have gone away from God.
Yeah.
And he's one of those people that are getting loud again, and I'm glad to see it.
Oh, yeah. Well, and what's fascinating is the God question is coming back with full force. It's even like in the so-called agnostic atheist community. There are a lot of folks who I think, you know, were raised in a church a particular way, and the reasons they were given to believe in God, whether you're Baptist or Catholic, Methodist, whatever.
Yeah.
The reasons they were given to believe in God or believe in their particular faith was they were insufficient. They was childlike. Actually, I experienced that a lot at elementary and middle school at Catholic here in Montgomery, where, and I don't blame any particular teacher. It's more like, I know for a fact the Catholic Church went into this kinder, gentler, let's make a collage together and talk about, you know, it's like Vacation Bible School, but for adults.
Right.
And I'm not shocked that a young, thinking, curious person would look at that and go, well, that doesn't convince me at all.
Right.
But, you know, there might be if you open up your actual theologians going back centuries, if not thousands of years, people have thought of the things you've thought of before. And the fascinating thing is those conversations are coming back. I think it's like everything else in our culture. People are too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're comfortable and you're rich, which we are as a nation, even the poorest among us are richer than most people on earth.
Yeah.
But if you're comfortable and you're rich, why be zealous? Why have that? Why not just be likable and reasonable? And just get along with everybody. Well, because then you're going to let somebody who's not front and center but behind the scenes drive the car if you do that too long.
Drive the
And
car
when
right
push
over
comes
you.
to shove, yeah, exactly. Right over you. 272-9228. Quick break here. We'll be right back.
Aye.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a famous broadcaster.
Hey man, what's happening?
Now, I understand you radio people move a lot. Is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, how does this affect your taking care of your retirement money?
Oh man, I don't give that a second thought because my buddy David Ernest, he's my money man.
Your money man?
With the money plan.
I see.
So no matter where I go up and down the dial, David has my back, you know?
I'll bet you know some phone numbers our listeners could call to talk with David Ernest.
334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
And he has a website at retirewithernest.com.
Hey, you're on top of it today, man.
I also understand that you hold some sort of a record in broadcasting.
Yes, I was the first person to put together a show with myself, a duck, a chicken, and a goose. But it didn't last long. We got taken off the air.
Why were you taken off the air?
Too much foul language, man.
Oh, my.
So I wasn't crazy about that one myself.
This holiday season is about more. Not more presents and shopping. More you. That's why at Montgomery Men's Health we're celebrating the season of connection. Connecting with your family, with true friendships, and with yourself. We're treating erectile dysfunction with the least invasive, most advanced treatment options. We've been the local support team helping men get that spark back in the bedroom, on the job, at the gym, and everywhere life takes you. To celebrate this season of connection, we're giving away free B12 at our Montgomery clinic with every office visit for those who medically qualify. Our commitment is to take care of men, because men who feel alive will change the world. Don't wait to experience the difference our team at Montgomery Men's Health can make. Do it for your career. Do it for your family. Do it for your love life. Do it for you. Because the most meaningful present you can give is a man who is fully present. To give the gift of you this year, call now, 334-440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to set up a consultation and lab panel today.
Hey, Tammy, let me tell you about how to bring in those big deer.
Randy, I know how to attract the big bucks.
Ha, very funny. At Prattville Farm Center, we've been helping hunters be successful for over 35 years.
We have the products, supplies, and knowledge you need to get those big bucks.
That's right, Tammy. We don't believe in gimmicks or magic seed. We just believe in sound planting practices that work.
So come see us today at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville.
Now that we're done talking about those big bucks, how about those cute does?
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. If you want to get in on the program, again, that's 272-9228. Now, coming up, I might be jumping the gun here.
Yeah.
But it seems like the walls are closed again on Biden. Now, I'm not talking about the Republicans and their impeachment. I mean, that's part of it. But again, as we've been saying for months, if not a year now, it ain't going to be the Republicans that take out Joe Biden. It'll be the Democrats that take out Joe Biden.
It'll be his own people, yeah.
And I think the walls are closing in because did you see there's a Washington Post expose about how Jim Biden, Joe's brother, sold the family name?
I heard that a long time ago.
And it just came out this weekend. Yeah. And it's interesting where Jim Biden and the guy who's being showcased, some guy, lawyer, I think, in Mississippi, we had this business relationship, but I didn't expect anything from Jim. I wasn't trying to grease the skid, so he talked to his brother Joe in the Senate to make sure certain legislation passed. Turns out Joe did end up supporting the legislation, though it did fail. But now this attorney who was working with Jim Biden has been arrested and charged with all sorts of fraud and bribery schemes and stuff.
He's got stuff to talk about now, don't he?
No, he's still maintaining it. Really? It was all on the up and up.
Oh, they say put the screws to him hard enough yet. Yeah.
Thick as thieves, aren't they? But the fact that the Washington Post is running that, the fact that there are all sorts of Democrats out there saying things about Joe doesn't look great, Joe's got a lot of problems. There are apparently 5 Democratic senators willing to look at the impeachment case. Well, they're saying it publicly. You even have ABC's, the mainstream media. Really, are these freaks mainstream, these literal demons? Can we call them mainstream?
I would call them government employees, to be quite honest.
And ABC's Jonathan Karl says Joe Biden, quote, clearly had knowledge about Hunter's business, but he is such a tragic case. They're really going to hang their hat on this guy's a victim that deserves sympathy, not just empathy. And that means that all the dirty dealing they did on the Biden family name, like 10% to the big guy, half my check goes to dad. You'll grow up, you'll see what dad will do to you.
Dad tax.
Like, come on, man.
Got to pay the dad tax.
Yeah, the dad tax.
Got to pay the dad tax. You know how that goes.
272-9228. Well, so we're going to get into all the details of that up top.
But have you heard of anyone that they're pushing to? I know they're just starting to say, hey, he's not going to run, or trying not to get him run. But have you heard of anyone they're pushing to run? Because at this point,
I think they were floating Newsom.
But at this point, Kennedy, can he swap around?
They will not go with
That's my thought, too. That was exactly my thought.
He's a big old liberal. He's a big old
He's
Democrat,
everything they want, right?
But he's not. No. He's an actual liberal. He's like, I'm tired of these wars. I'm tired of all this crony capitalism and big pharma.
But Democrats are anti-war, anti-military anyway.
No, they're not.
They're anti-military.
Not really. That's the one conservative line I constantly hear.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, like the argument seems to me is the Democrats are like, let's do a really bad idea with the military, like push it in a certain direction. And the Republicans are like, well, it's not the worst idea in the world, except you should do it harder. You're not strong. That seems to be the entire approach. There. Send more weapons.
When I look at the leadership of the military and who they have running it, I see why you have problems with recruiting.
Yeah, just a bit.
Right.
272-9228. But I wonder, do the top brass actually see that as a problem?
I know they see it as a problem, but instead of acknowledging it, they're not going to acknowledge it. It's like that elephant in the room. We're just going to pretend it's not there. It's got to be everything else, not this elephant.
And of course, we also have coming up, Trump said another thing that have led the media to say he's a fascist. He is going to upend our democracy, and he's a puppet of Putin and Russia.
Again?
Yeah. And so we've got the line that made them go crazy again, because Trump literally cites Putin. And then we've got a supercut of the media saying all the bad things that are going to happen.
Oh.
If Trump gets elected.
Oh, yeah. Is it the one from before? Or we got a new one? Because
it came out the end of last week.
Okay, good.
There's Miss Picking. I mean, Liz Cheney's in it. There are a few others.
It's just funny because a lot of the things that they said would happen when Trump was elected the first time didn't happen until Biden got put in office.
Right.
So I'm just...
No, it's like he's going to start nuclear World War III with Kim Jong-un in North Korea. That little rocket man. And then when he actually meets Kim Jong-un,
they're buds.
It's like, he's writing me letters. And it goes from Trump's going to start a nuclear war to Trump's best friends with dictators.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, well, the dictators are the ones holding the nukes.
If you're going to have a frenemy, would it not be someone that's got their finger on the button?
That has to be one of my favorite Trump moments where it's him and Kim Jong-un meeting, and they're in that conference room. And it's like The Office. You should just put The Office music or Curb Your Enthusiasm music, where the media's walking in, Trump and Kim Jong-un are standing up on either side of the long conference table, and Trump goes, oh, well, look, it's the press. Folks, when you take a picture, make us look skinny.
Right.
Make us look skinny, and it pans to Kim Jong-un, who's just like, what do you mean?
I'm a little bloated.
Too much kimchi last night.
A little bloated today.
Let's hit a break before we get in trouble. I still love that it's like decades of highly skilled, highly educated diplomats trying to crack the nut that is North Korea. And Trump goes to the UN floor and goes, that little rocket man will never have nuclear weapons. If they do anything, he'll see fire and fury like they've never seen before. That's an allusion to Harry Truman. You know, he says he's got a button, but my button's bigger, and it actually works. And that was kind of a breakthrough.
Worked. Yeah, that worked.
Gotta love it.
Such a mean guy.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Charges have been filed against a man who plowed his car into President Biden's motorcade. The president nor the first lady were injured in that event last night. The man has been charged driving under the influence. Former President Trump told a gathering in Nevada last night that he is pledging to indemnify police officers accused of excessive force, but to investigate the Department of Justice in cases of alleged corruption. The U.S. Defense Secretary is in Israel as European nations join calls for a Gaza ceasefire. Meanwhile, there's a lot of pressure internationally for Israel to have another ceasefire, but they say that's just a time for the Hamas terrorist group to rearm. It also continues to put the Jewish state at risk. Neither side elaborated today on what needed to change on the ground for a shift to more precise operations after weeks of devastating bombardments on the ground.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnau. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, an evangelical leader. I speak to millions of people every week, people just like you. You see, what the elites are doing is using inflation and government handouts and now central bank digital currencies to determine how they're going to control America. And that's why I recommend all Christians start a gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. Because physical precious metals are one of the few ways you can maintain control over your own savings. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word FAITH to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word FAITH to 989898 and you're going to be blessed by taking action right now.
Weather is brought to you by the Johnny Adams Law Firm.
Your health and well-being can quickly be impacted by changing weather. The Johnny Adams Law Firm wants you to remain safe and be weather alert with the Rich Thomas Weather Network.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's a change of reality and a change of climate as colder air heads for Alabama. For today, sunshine, breezy, cooler, high in the upper 50s. Mostly clear, cold tonight. I think we'll be in the upper 20s by dawn on Tuesday. For the day Tuesday, a raw December day with a high temperature barely up to about 50, more sun, upper 20s again on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. I think Wednesday's high will be in the mid-50s, a little better Thursday with a high near 60 and storm-free in the next few days. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. 11 people have been indicted on charges related to possession of machine guns in Montgomery. Each of the weapons was a semi-automatic firearm modified by conversion devices, allowing the guns to fire up to 20 rounds per second. Possession of a conversion device carries a penalty of up to 10 years in prison. Quaker Oats has recalled several of its granola products, including granola bars and cereals, saying the foods could be contaminated with salmonella. The affected products have been sold in all 50 states. Quaker Oats is asking consumers to contact its customer support line or visit their website for more information. A 17-year-old from Eclectic was killed in a pickup truck crash Friday. The wreck happened on Harrogate Springs Road when the truck left the roadway and overturned. The teenager was not wearing a seatbelt and died at the scene. This is the second Elmore County teenager killed in a vehicle crash within 2 weeks. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. In a second, we'll get into the walls closing in on Joe Biden. And actually, in a second, we'll get to Donald Trump.
Oh.
But first, I heard Alabama Unfiltered talking about the whole health insurance thing for the retired city employees here from Montgomery.
Big subject.
And actually had somebody reach out and give their own perspective. And I think this is not somebody who is a retired employee, but who knows several.
Okay.
Family members. I don't have this person's name, but this was pretty straightforward, and I thought I'd share it. Blue Cross Blue Shield will be the administrator until December 31st.
Okay.
Blue Cross Blue Shield is the health, dental, and vision plan until December 31st. So it's not just health, it's health, dental, and vision. Starting January 1st, AmWins will be the new administrator. AmWins will automatically enroll retirees into the new medical, RX, and dental plan.
Okay.
United American Insurance Company is the new health insurance plan. United American Express Scripts is the new RX plan, I guess prescription drugs. Emeritus is the new dental insurance plan. Can't confirm if there is or isn't a vision plan. But the city passed the budget for fiscal year 2024 in September. A lot of retirees didn't find out Blue Cross Blue Shield was being replaced until mid-October. September's before October, right?
Last time I checked.
The letter received was postmarked October the 13th. The letter was actually received October the 16th.
Okay.
The letter stated there will be 3 meetings, in person October 18th and 19th, and a conference call October 26th. The letter was signed by the Director of Risk Management along with a phone number. Called the number, had to leave a message. Left a message with a number and asked to be called back. Never was called back.
Not going to.
The letter said to bring your education kit from Amwins when you attend one of the meetings. The meeting times came and went without receiving the education kit. Then called the Amwins toll-free number listed in the letter. The employee that answered the phone was in Rhode Island. Was told that not all the education kits had been sent out yet. The booklet was received the first week of December and postmarked November 30th. A Montgomery Advertiser article in mid-August stated that retirees' health benefits were going to be upped, but didn't say Blue Cross Blue Shield was being terminated. In the past, all city employees have been given the benefit option of receiving certain prescription drugs from other countries, such as Canada, Israel, Chile, at zero cost. That has since been stopped. However, now all employees have access to premise health clinics at no added cost. So naturally, when someone reads the city budget, will up its fare to assume something is being added, not replaced. Point is, reading the Advertiser article never implied or literally said Blue Cross Blue Shield was being replaced. When retirees received the letter in October, the author of this email, I contacted the author of the Advertiser article asking if the process of publishing the article if they were told Blue Cross Blue Shield was being terminated or not. I never received a response from the author of the Montgomery Advertiser piece. The letter retirees received states, quote, the new plan is richer than the current plan. Plus, you will not lose any benefits and you can continue to visit any doctor or facility that accepts Medicare. My relative's dentist and periodontist doesn't accept emeritus, though. A similar attempt was made in 2018 to change retiree health benefits. However, retirees were told early enough to prevent the change. Todd Strange told retirees in July of 18 the fiscal budget hadn't been passed yet. If I remember correctly, retirees either had to pay a higher premium for the next budget or the year after. Most were fine with that. Mayor Strange faced the angry retirees head on. He made them mad. He also said the hard truth that the city was looking to give retirees comparable coverage while saving money for the city budget. He didn't try to say that his plan was richer than the current plan. He framed the conversation as a cost-cutting one for the city and comparable coverage. 65-plus retirees didn't receive the same transparency in 2023, according to this anonymous person. The lack of transparency throughout this soon-to-be change has been disappointing. Current city employees were told, and so was the public, about their upcoming raise before the budget was passed. Do retirees not deserve the same public declaration about an issue as important as their health benefits? Mayor Reed and his staff had, according to this person's opinion, made a calculated decision to not be fully transparent about this issue. Some that currently work with him were around when this was attempted in 2018. In 2018, retirees were told before the budget was passed. In 2023, retirees were told after the budget was passed.
Why do you think that was?
Reed and his staff singled out 65-plus retirees. Retirees at this age know that Medicare is the primary and the city, Blue Cross Blue Shield, becomes secondary. Retirees didn't work decades for retirement benefits, then retire just to have their benefits overhauled at a specific age. Blue Cross Blue Shield is not a supplemental plan. The new plan is richer than the current plan. Why not boast about this fact as vigorously as the raises for current employees? Look at the transparency about Whitewater, says this anonymous author. The public was kept up to date from breaking ground to the progress being made until the opening of the facility. Do 65-plus retirees not deserve the same transparency? Why talk publicly and in detail about current city employee raises for the budget to be passed by the city council, while in private, through executive decision, overhaul only 65-plus city retirees' health benefits? Changing only retirees' 65-plus health benefits has become a new fad for local governments across the country. Some have been challenged in court, a few successfully, a few pending. So, I don't know who this person is that sent me this. My sense of going back and forth with this person, I was messaging them, is that what they're most frustrated with is the lack of communication.
I think it's whatever all of them would be.
Because there was a lot of fear. It sounds like people aren't going to lose their main doctors. But any change, especially at that age, is a big deal, and they feel like they were just kind of left in the dark in this.
Yeah, no doubt. Kind of looks like they were.
So that was the information I gleaned.
Can we go back over one thing?
Yeah, sure.
So when Todd Strange was in there, they talked about it before they put it in the budget. Therefore, I guess you'd say the clients came back and decided they didn't really like that, so it wasn't put in the budget. This time, to avoid that, they just stuck it in the budget and said, you're going to take it. Just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking.
No, and I'd imagine the council, I don't know, because the deal's been made, and they're claiming a $6 million hit if they break the contract with Amwins, the new administrator. I don't know if the council's going to do that, but apparently, what this person wrote me about is also what I believe Councilman Glenn Pruitt was saying, that there are a lot of retired seniors who worked for the city for decades, and they just weren't informed about this.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like the putting the plan out there, like the fact that no one got their package and things like that, seems like it was kind of half-hearted. Yeah. So if I'm that retiree and medical coverage is a big thing in my life, if they can't even get the rollout right, how the heck are they ever going to get my appointments right, the payments right? I can see where all the doubt would come from.
So we'll see. We'll see what the council decides, I believe, tomorrow evening.
Yeah, tomorrow night, right?
Yep.
Think it'll be crowded?
Possibly.
I think it will be. You going to go down there for some coverage, Joey?
I wasn't planning on it.
We should consider it. You're a newsman, after all. Media. Wait, that's Budell, never mind.
I'm not a newsman.
Newsboy. If you wear that newsboy hat.
Yeah, I'm kind of a nihilistic jackass.
Well, that too, but.
Yeah. Newsman. I don't know about that. Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by New Look Decorating Center. And there at New Look Decorating Center, Brett Lanham, the manager over there, as well as Brian Carr, the owner. It's in the family. He's, I believe, the second generation there to run New Look Decorating Center, a Benjamin Moore store. They can get all those great Benjamin Moore paints and stain supplies. And the way Benjamin Moore picks their franchises, they shoot for family owned.
Oh, yeah.
They don't do it kind of like a lot of the other big
They're not going to do the big
corporations.
boxers.
And what's beautiful is that New Look has been family owned for over 40 years now here in Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
And when you buy those great Benjamin Moore products there at New Look Decorating on Atlanta Highway, just where Bell Road dead ends to Atlanta Highway,
Right
you
there.
know the spot.
Yep, that's on traffic light.
You're also helping out the larger Alabama economy, one of the largest plants for Benjamin Moore right here in Alabama, in Pell City, Alabama. So, of course, whether it's a do-it-yourself product, New Look Decorating, that team, whether it's Brad or Jordan or Katie, they can give you tips and tricks so you do it yourself the right way the first time. Or maybe you're contracting out the job and you need advice on who to hire. They know all the contractors, all the painters in town there at New Look. So check them out today. Again, you can always call them at 271-0007 or go to newlookdecoratingcenter.com. Oh, and don't forget, if you're interested in wallpaper and fabrics, Katie is the person to go see.
That's exactly
That's for
right.
Katie. But really, the best way to work with all those folks is stop by that show.
Oh, no doubt.
6237 Atlanta Highway right here in Montgomery. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the Afternoon sent you. Let's go to line one and talk to Rick.
Hey,
Hello,
Rick.
Hey guys,
how are you?
listen, I'm wonderful, thank you. And you?
Good.
Good.
I'm now living in the
I'm
neighborhood, by the way, without giving too much details away.
They let you in?
Yeah, snuck in.
You moved in at night, didn't you?
You were there. You helped me.
That's why I wonder why we were doing it at night. Now
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, I did see the U-Haul.
And it's like, well, who's that lurch out there?
Yeah. Grandpa did say, kind of a big fella, aren't you?
You rang. Anyway.
On the insurance, okay, it does affect me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 18th of December. This is supposed to go into effect in January.
Right.
We have received zero, let me say that again, zero correspondence either from the city, from the companies. Other people have gotten cards for their insurance. I can't even ask my dentist if they'll take it because I don't even know what insurance it is. I know Amwin is the administrator, but there's 3 different companies that are providing services.
Yeah, I think
Right.
one is medical, one is vision, and one is dental, but I don't know the breakdown of
Yeah,
who.
Emeritus is the new dental health insurance plan. United American Express Scripts, the new RX plan. United American Insurance Company, the new health plan. But the deal is, Rick, I shouldn't be the one telling you that.
Right.
Yeah, amen. I mean,
Right.
Now I know, but here we are the 18th. If that doesn't tell you what this mayor is up to, okay, none of this. They had retiree briefings that the retirees did, not the city. And in those, somebody from the city, Betty Beanville or Bineville, however you pronounce it, finance director, came over, said one thing, then at the city council meeting said something completely different, denied she ever said it, yet everybody who was at the meeting heard it. Okay? There's something not right with it. And it just smells. I mean, it doesn't pass the smell test. Let's put it that way.
Well, if it were an honest, hey, we want to give you guys information, then I think they would have done it like previous administrations have done. But since they had already kind of had a predetermined, this is what we're going to do, and then just blame it on a bad messaging on the rollout. I mean, to me, that's an easy cop out.
Yep.
But that's the world we live in today. They ain't the first people that have done this, and they won't be the last.
Well, and I think you hit the nail on the head, because that's what it boils down to. This was predetermined. We don't want your input. You know, thank you for your service to the city, but we don't want your input now. We're going to decide, and we're not even going to give you a voice in it. It just tells you it's just not right.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, thank you for taking my call. Y'all have a super happy Merry Christmas.
You too, Rick. Merry Christmas.
272-9228. Hey, and Eddie.
Yeah.
I got something to tell you.
What, these bags under my eyes?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
That makes me feel a little better.
Well, we got to hit another break here. When we come back.
I need Botox. I need Botox or something.
Oh, dude, you should. I got this hat on. If you get me up close to the camera, I got some big old bags.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that, because I know I'm getting ugly, because my wife
and
asked
some
me,
under my eyes, too.
My wife asked me, you want to wear a hat today? Yeah.
Yeah. But when we come back, we're going to be playing the clip that is kind of setting people about. Oh, we told you he's a Putin puppet, and he's going to undermine democracy. And here's just the money part of the quote. We'll play the full clip in a second. But Trump, even Putin, sees Biden as a threat to American democracy. The whole world is watching the persecution of a political opponent. It's just a little taste. More, well, after this break.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Craving a taste of the holidays that's as sweet as it gets? Look no further than Sweet Creek Farm Market, your ultimate destination for one of the area's largest selection of locally grown pecans, irresistible pecan products, and delicious homemade treats. Roasted and salted, honey roasted, classic pralines, chocolate honey baked, or creamy white chocolate pecans. Don't miss the double chocolate bourbon pecan pies. Your family will love the homemade pies, cakes, and candies in more flavors and varieties than you've ever seen. Stop in the cafe and try Sweet Creek's award-winning barbecue or show-stopping peach cobbler with ice cream. After you eat, shop their charming selection of gifts, including many Alabama-made products. Unique gifts and sweet treats will be a hit with your loved ones. Whether you're looking for a hostess gift or a stocking stuffer, Sweet Creek Farms has what you need. Like them on Facebook or stop by their location 2 miles south of Taylor Road on Highway 231. Merry Christmas from Sweet Creek Farm Market.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
The fall sale is on, and there's never been a better time to upgrade your floors. During Prattville Carpet's biggest sale of the year, find deep discounts on Mohawk flooring for every room in your home, plus interest-free financing with approved credit. Get new floors before the holidays with huge discounts. Visit PrattvilleCarpet.com or call 285-8117 today.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
This is your roving reporter, and I'm talking today with an elf.
Hello!
So you live up here at the North Pole and you work for Santa, is that right?
Yeah, that's about it, man.
And I guess you're pretty tight with Santa.
We are like two peas in a pod, man.
So I guess you guys share a money man.
That is correct, sir. We both use our friend David Ernest, who takes care of our money.
David Ernest. I've been hearing his name a lot lately.
I'll bet you have. And if you would like to talk to him, you can call him at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
You know, I heard that one time the elves used to take care of Santa's money.
Well, they did, but he had to come up with another plan.
Well, why won't he let the elves take care of his money?
They kept coming up short, man.
This is your roving reporter. I'm going to go and jump out in front of a reindeer.
Watch it, man. They're endangered.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Start your day a better way with Action 8 News Rising. Get your first look at news happening today, plus your latest forecast and live traffic reports. Don't settle for the same old morning newscast. Watch Action 8 News Rising, weekday mornings starting at 4:30. Don't know an iPhone from a flip phone? You need to watch Action 8 News. Consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker keeps you on top of the latest technology and keeps you safe from scams and identity thieves. Watch What the Tech, only on Action 8 News.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio.
In the hacienda.
And here, as promised, is the clip that will set him off.
Yes.
This is Trump.
Donald.
Just a day or two ago.
It's no wonder Biden and the far-left lunatics are desperate to stop us by any means necessary. They're willing to violate the U.S. Constitution at levels never seen before in order to win. They will do anything to win. They'll do whatever they have, whatever they can. And remember this, Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. He's a threat. And you know, we'll bring in adversaries, and I'll bring it in right now, but even Vladimir Putin. Has anybody ever heard of Vladimir Putin?
That's his best buddy.
Says that Biden's, and this is a quote, politically motivated persecution of his political rival is very good for Russia because it shows the rottenness of the American political system, which cannot pretend to teach others about democracy. So, you know, we talk about democracy, but the whole world is watching the persecution of a political opponent that's kicking his ass. It's an amazing thing. And they're all laughing at us. Viktor Orban, the highly respected prime minister of Hungary, said, Trump is the man who can save the Western world. He said this in an interview too. That he had the best foreign policy in decades, and it all belongs to Trump. He did not initiate a new war, and he would have been. It would have been the greatest thing. Our world would have been a very different place right now. And he said that. He said it would have been very different, and there was no way that Russia, and he's right there, there's no way that Russia would have invaded Ukraine. It would not be possible for Russians to do that if President Trump were president. It wouldn't have happened, and guess what? It didn't happen. And you know what else wouldn't have happened? The attack on Israel wouldn't have happened, and inflation wouldn't have happened.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the claim on inflation.
I don't know about the claim on Israel either.
Yeah, who knows?
But who knows?
No, I don't think the Russians would have invaded. I think they would have tried to make a deal, like the Minsk Accords, essentially.
I think they would have known that they could have gone to Trump and said, look, this is what we need. If we can't get this, then we have to step it up a notch.
And now they've taken a lot more than what they would have asked for there, and now hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians and a lot of Russian are dead.
Yep.
So that's a really great thing, isn't it?
Did you see that Germany will deploy troops for the first time since World War II?
They're giving us weapons again.
I saw this, I guess, yesterday and didn't really believe it. Then it came up again today. They are deploying troops for the first time since World War II. Kind of makes me a little nervous.
Well, let's not be beastly to the
I'm not.
Germans,
I'm just.
all right?
I'm putting it out there. I'm German. Bader.
Are we German?
Very German. There is a city in Germany named after us. I had a friend of mine tell me, you need to go there. You'd be the king. Oh, really?
Now, if I rummage through your closet, am I going to find some, golden eagle pendant, am I?
That one from the 70s that everybody had in their house, I think I still got mine.
No, that's not the Nazis. That was Alexander the Great.
Right. Sorry. I didn't know that was Nazi propaganda. I thought that was American propaganda.
Oh, man. But speaking of Nazi, it's a Nazi, man. Talking about Trump, here is a supercut, as we call it, folks.
Supercut.
And this supercut is of, so many of Trump's opponents and naysayers.
The ones that are under the 48% mark where he's at?
Or it's not even really like Nikki Haley or Ramaswamy or DeSantis or anything. Or not even Christie. There might be some Christie on
Oh, come on.
But this starts with Miss, is that Miss Pig? Oh, no, it's Liz Cheney.
Well, she looks familiar.
But this is how they're making promises. They're predicting what will happen if Trump gets reelected.
Oh.
So I think we should pay attention. Sometimes you can learn from your political opponents. They see things you don't see about yourself.
Sure.
Right. So let's listen in.
All right.
What would a second Donald Trump term look like?
Well, he cannot be the next president because if he is...
You can't imagine the things that he's going to do. Mexico, Canada. We can't go to Canada.
Is that his former lawyer?
Yeah, I thought he...
Michael Cohen?
Yes, that is him.
Mr. Trump?
Yeah.
Mr. Trump.
Doesn't he still owe that hooker some money?
I did the things that Mr. Trump told me to do, then the feds caught me, now I'm going to act like the butt boy for the feds.
Yeah. By the way, he still owes that hooker some money.
Because eventually Canada will become annexed to America.
And shoot visitors to the White House. Yeah. That means he can shoot the First Lady.
We're going to see violence.
What?
Is that just a presidential thing?
To the White House.
He's going to shoot Melania. Hold on.
To America.
And shoot visitors to the White House. Yeah. That means he can shoot the First Lady.
How could someone put him on the TV and say this is a serious journalistic person? What a moron! What a moron!
Well, let's now here. What you want to talk about? Somebody's had way too much Botox and filler. Jennifer Rubin.
We're going to see violence, the likes of which we didn't even see on January 6th.
Make it illegal to run against him, to throw his opponents in jail, to shut down the media.
He will make himself into the Fuhrer, and he will make everybody raise their hand and salute him.
Using martial law against the American people.
Terminate the Constitution.
To rewrite the Constitution.
Create mass internment camps.
Throw everyone into Gitmo.
He's kind of sounding like FDR.
If he's going to put these people in those camps, so far he's got my vote still.
And that's an impressive guy on the screen right now. Let's keep going.
Might be sent to jail, or their rights might be suppressed.
No, it's political.
Especially minority groups in society.
You might have any number of things happen to you and your family.
Oh, Van Jones, shut the F up.
Every one of us, our freedom, our liberty, none of us is safe.
He's going to have people around him executing against an enemy's list.
Assassinate generals.
Ordering troops to attack American citizens.
Trump's very well-armed and extremist base will try to kill people.
He's going to basically burn the house down.
He will unravel the institutions of our democracy. Draw similarities between Mussolini and Hitler.
Adolf Hitler and Benito Mussolini.
Makes Donald Trump even more dangerous.
Wants to take away your vote.
Senate and the House are immediately going to be paralyzed.
People will begin in their minds to censor themselves. They might say, well, maybe I shouldn't say this.
Well, hold on. Is Joy-Ann Reid like copying Trump's hair?
Dude, she is such a lizard.
Let's keep going.
This is the end of democracy.
I think that could be the end of our democracy.
But democracy is dead if Trump is reelected.
Cozy up to Putin that democracy will be at risk.
The absolute destruction of the Justice Department as we know it.
The Justice Department could be entirely transformed.
I am really concerned about that.
Every person who was associated with the attempted coup elevated in the administration.
If he's reelected, he will curb transgender rights.
The end of the rule of law.
Arrest political opponents to persecute, not prosecute, but persecute his enemies.
Take a wrecking ball to the rule of law. He's going to make the law. Everyone else will have to follow. Vote.
You know, they're just describing themselves, right?
I was going to say, with the whole arresting political opponents, is there a bigger story than having Donald Trump arrested when he's leading in the polls?
And it's amazing, too, folks, how many anti-democratic institutions and things, like we need the experts, we need the elites in this particular... it's amazing how many anti-democratic institutions you need in order to have a democracy.
What they're calling experts is just some other moron that agrees with them.
Right.
They're not real experts. I don't know in what field they consider themselves.
Seriously, these people would bomb or hang George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and do it in the name of democracy as they did
They're trying to do it to Jefferson now. They're trying to erase history now.
Let's keep going.
Vote for Donald Trump may mean the last election that you ever get to vote in.
Well, that would be fun. Historic, right?
Well, that's because he's going to become dictator and there's no more elections.
Much
like in
Go
Ukraine
after
right now.
Right.
The independent and free parts of American civic life.
He would tear down our institutions.
Purge the government of employees.
Department by department effort to weaponize the powers of the government.
To use the military to quash protests.
Ridding the government of all democratic safeguards.
Junking American democracy as we have always known it.
That he would try to stay in office beyond a second term. That he would never leave office.
There's no question.
Trump is reelected, he won't leave.
Donald Trump will never leave office voluntarily.
Yeah, they
About him not leaving, and he left after one term, right?
Yeah, but we did go peacefully and patriotically to the Capitol. They stole it from me.
Fair and square.
Yeah, I say fair and square. But let's keep going. Oh, look at this. Oh, no, it's Rachel Maddow.
What that means is that everybody who wants us to remain a republic has to put every other thing aside and work together urgently right now to stop that from happening.
So how many people you think individually were on there? Maybe 50?
Yeah, sure.
So if there's a way for these 50 people to just shut the hell up, would there be 50 more that would take their place?
Probably.
Okay.
Right. I mean, some of them are talented. I'll give them that.
Talented in a sense of they know how to get their base fired up?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they're broadcasters or propagandists.
You know what Al Sharpton's afraid of? Trump's going to say, hey, I need that $4.5 million in back taxes.
No, Sharpton's scared of having Jim Vandehei on his show because he keeps calling him Vandehei.
Man, don't make fun of his accent.
No, of all the people in that clip, I would probably say Sharpton's the one I'd want to sit and have a dinner with.
No doubt. As much as I dog that SOB out,
all day, every day.
He's a guy I would love to go have a couple beers with. Let's just sit down and be able to know that nothing's going to lead this conversation. It's just
now, who is the person, if you were invited to have a beer or a meal with them, you would just run far away? It'd probably be Joe Scarborough. I don't even want to meet those people.
It'd be Scarborough or his creepy girlfriend or Mad Cow. Rachel Mad Cow.
You don't like Maddow?
Mm-mm.
Actually, I've heard Maddow's pleasant behind the scenes.
Well, she might be behind the scenes, but they're just... She'd rubbed me wrong too many ways. And honestly, I don't know her personally, obviously, just from watching her. And I think if you threw a bucket of water on it, she'd melt and scream like the old witch in the Wizard of Oz. That's just...
Could you reenact that for us right now?
Go get me a bucket of water?
No, just the scream.
No, I can't really.
I almost had him, folks. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
I was going to come on trying to be all serious, and Eddie had to go with a bucket of water and liquor for liquefaction.
Well, if I'm wrong, tell me. I'd like to try it and see.
How you doing today, Paul?
Oh, my word. I reckon I'm doing okay. I got a lot to complain about, but I won't go into it now. With what all that you just played from both sides, is that or is that not exactly what they are trying to do and shove down the American public's throat? Am I wrong? Am I reading this wrong?
No, you are reading exactly right. They are huge hypocrites.
Yeah, but they know
So
it.
it's
So
okay.
it's
It's okay for them to do it
Yeah, because they know what's
as
best.
long as it goes their way.
Yeah.
But don't let a Republican, whether it be President Trump or not, or someone other who likes his way of thinking, his way of doing business.
Mm-hmm. No, they're not going to like them either. That's why I think Vivek gets so much negative attention. He's a little bit too much like him.
Here's the money quote you need to remember. I first heard this from Michael Malice, but it's Frank Herbert, the guy who wrote Dune. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for that movie was supposed to come out, the second one, in November, and because of the strike, he got pushed back.
Oh, wow.
It's the first redone Dune. Anyway, this is Frank Herbert. Quote, "When I am weaker than you, I ask you for freedom because that is according to your principles. Your principles.
Mm-hmm.
When I am stronger than you, I take away your freedom because that is according to my principles."
Ah, that's pretty good.
They're not hypocrites. They're just playing a different game based on different principles.
Different rules. Now, can we play by those rules?
Could. It's going to get ugly.
There again. Change the rules to meet their agenda.
Yes, sir.
And Joey, with what was brought out on the earlier show, how many times have I told you I see Sodom and Gomorrah all over again, and if America don't wake up, later, my friends.
See you, Paul.
Well, I don't want to end up a pillar assault, so I'll keep
Don't look
my
back.
eyes shut. Yeah.
Don't look back. Moving forward.
Poor lot.
If that were you, would you tell your wife to look back as you kept running forward?
Given I don't have one, yes.
Just assuming you're married.
Mm-hmm. Ever seen the movie Year One?
I've
Jack
tried
Black,
to.
Michael Cera?
I've watched probably 3/4 of it.
Freaking
Just-
love that movie.
It was just, I thought I really would
'Cause
because
it's
I love that
absurd.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it got too dumb for me.
What, too Jewish or something?
No, it just got too dumb for me.
I thought it was freaking hilarious.
I thought it would be more like History of the World Part 1, which also is incredibly dumb, but gosh, that's a great movie.
No, and folks who don't know the movie, it's Michael Cera and Jack Black, and they start as like cavemen, hunter-gatherers.
Yep.
They get kicked out of the hunter-gatherer group.
Yeah, 'cause
and
they're
then
weird.
immediately they run into Cain and Abel. And then they run into Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
And Abraham's like, and then this evening we will christen our covenant with the Lord, cut the tip of our penises. And they're like, what? No, we're going to do what? He's like, no, you're going to love it. It's a sleek look, and then we're having sponge cake and wine afterwards.
Didn't work out for you.
I love that movie.
Holy Moses, that's another movie.
I haven't seen that one.
It's a 70s movie. I think Dustin Hoffman was in it, similar to that. He was always just a few steps behind in the Bible. Kind of funny.
This is part of the program. Brought to you by River Region Contracting.
Hey, I spoke with them this morning.
You did?
Yes, I've got another roof that I'm getting inspected. And
Which is it, an asphalt or a metal roof?
It is an asphalt roof. And the reason we're having to do it is insurance has called and said, hey, this particular house was recently purchased. We need to know the age of the roof. Well, I can only go by what the seller told us. So that being the case, the insurance company's like, that's nice, but they could be lying. We want an expert. So what I do, I called up River Region Contracting. I said, hey, this is the situation I've got. Can you guys come out and check this roof out for me? Heck yeah, they will. They're going to do it this week. Guess how much they're going to charge me, Joey? 0.00. Free estimate. If there are any problems with the roof, they're also going to tell me that and give me a free estimate on getting those repaired.
And aren't they insurance specialists too?
100% insurance specialist. That's why I called them immediately when my insurance company said, hey, we need something official. I called them.
So y'all check out River Region Contracting today. 356-8635 is their number. Eddie just laid it out for you, folks. He could go on and on, but there's a reason we call them the premier roofing contractor here in the River Region. Again, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell Todd Clark and the team there at River Region Contracting that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the afternoon sent you. You know, in all seriousness, did you see the report about the bomb threats thrown at Jewish facilities?
This weekend.
Pretty awful.
Around the country, I believe.
And here in central Alabama, there was like 5 sites, I believe, threatened.
It was around the country. So, it was very organized.
I'm happy to jokes and send up anybody, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The hatred and resentment that's out there across the board, it's like a monster that nobody in particular controls. It's in your mirror, folks. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This holiday season is about more. Not more present and shopping. More you. That's why at Montgomery Men's Health, we're celebrating the season of connection. Connecting with your family, with true friendships, and with yourself. We're treating erectile dysfunction with the least invasive, most advanced treatment options. We've been the local support team helping men get that spark back. In the bedroom, on the job, at the gym, and everywhere life takes you. To celebrate this season of connection, we're giving away free B12 at our Montgomery Clinic with every office visit for those who medically qualify. Our commitment is to take care of men, because men who feel alive will change the world. Don't wait to experience the difference our team at Montgomery Men's Health can make. Do it for your career. Do it for your family. Do it for your love life. Do it for you. Because the most meaningful present you can give is a man who is fully present. To give the gift of you this year, call now, 334-440-3663, or go to montgomerymenshealth.com to set up a consultation and lab panel today.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Hey folks, remember the good old days when Christmas gifts had us playing outdoors? Well, these days, kids only ask for an electronic device that keeps them cooped up inside. So, parent or grandparent, take charge this Christmas and get the entire family enjoying the great outdoors with a Hammerhead go-kart by Polaris from CTE Outdoor Power. Now, everyone knows go-karts are fantastic family fun, and whether it's a small kid's kart, a medium-sized youth model, or a large full performance machine for teens and adults, Hammerhead karts have the quality, safety, and performance you expect from Polaris. Don't have a place to hide a cart until Christmas? No problem. Whether you take advantage of our 0% interest financing, layaway, or purchase your Hammerhead cart, CTE will store the cart through December 23rd. So call, click, or come by today and reserve your Hammerhead at CTE Outdoor Power, I-85 at Perry Hill Road and CTEOutdoorPower.com.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's a change of reality and a change of climate as colder air heads for Alabama. For today, sunshine, breezy, cooler, high in the upper 50s. Mostly clear, cold tonight. I think we'll be in the upper 20s by dawn on Tuesday. For the day Tuesday, a raw December day with a high temperature barely up to about 50. More sun. Upper 20s again on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. I think Wednesday's high will be in the mid-50s. A little better Thursday with a high near 60 and storm-free in the next few days. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Gumptown John on the live stream. Again, we're streaming the show live now. Joey Clark live on YouTube.
Like and subscribe.
It's free. Smash that like button. He's saying this entire compilation, the one we were playing, that supercut we're playing,
yeah,
just has me saying STFU.
Oh.
I don't mean it. We got an epidemic of the F-bomb. There are all sorts of important people and all just dropping F-bombs
Thinking
all
that
over
people
the
are
place.
trying to normalize that kind of talk?
They might be. It's very unseemly. You know how I don't ever. Never mind.
I know we all have our moments, but I don't know if we should accept it as regular conversation. Although,
No, there
like
is a
you,
time and place. You know, I can behave myself in that regard in a certain setting.
I think we all can, to an extent.
To an extent, yeah.
Bammers roll up in there.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now, let's go to an odd or end story. How about it?
All right.
Because we've been sitting on a bunch of these now for a while. This Kiss story. I'm talking about the band.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Kiss, to continue performing, but no, they've already done their final show of like how they, and by the way, I saw this picture of Gene Simmons with the family. He he was grown in Haifa, I think. I'm trying, maybe I got it wrong, but he was born in very modest circumstances and becomes this huge rock star. But Kiss apparently performed their final concert, folks.
For real this time.
But their concerts are going to continue.
Right.
But as avatars.
Yeah. Don't you remember? No, that wasn't Avatar. That was a hologram, that Tupac one. You remember that a while
And then
back?
they did that with Michael Jackson, too. But Kiss's final show ever took place at Madison Square Garden on December 1st.
Man. Joey, we missed out.
At the end of the concert, after the actual band played its last song, fans witnessed a one-song performance of God Gave Rock and Roll to You by digital Kiss avatars. A press release shortly followed explaining that a new era of Kiss is upon us and that the band is marking the end of its physical existence by crossing into the digital world. The plan is for the avatars of Kiss to perform to fans for decades to come.
Yeah, but it won't be selling out Madison Square Gardens, the Avatar.
Unless it's really that amazing of a show.
I don't know, dude. I could see them doing Joey's birthday or someone's birthday party for a few $100.
But the Kiss avatars were created by George Lucas's visual effects company, Industrial Light and Magic, using motion capture tech involving the band members themselves. The forthcoming Kiss avatar shows will be in partnership with some entertainment group, a Swedish company that was recently behind the virtual ABBA Voyage production in London. So I guess, all these big bands are, they're getting a little long in the tooth. They're making old bones. They want to keep the legacy going.
I used to be a big-time concert guy in my early teenage years and in my 20s, but I don't think I would have ever gone to see, of course, A New Day in Time, but I would have never gone to see Avatars. That's like, I went to see the Rolling Stone movie one time when they came out with a concert movie. It was okay, but that was a one and done for me.
Well, and it makes sense. Artists are the types that always want to live forever.
Well, Gene Simmons is always looking for a dollar.
Yeah, here's what Gene Simmons said, quote, "We can be forever young and forever iconic by taking us to places we've never dreamed of before. The technology is going to make Paul Stanley jump higher than he's ever done before." Stanley added, "What we've accomplished has been amazing, but it's not enough. The band deserves to live on because the band is bigger than we are. It's exciting for us to go to the next step and see Kiss immortalized." I mean, we've spent 50 years building it to this point, and by working with Industrial Light and Magic and with Pop House, the Swedish group, we're all sharing this vision of taking Kiss to a completely different level beyond just being a music band. And we've always thought of ourselves as just a music band.
I don't know if they ever really. Not with Gene Simmons marketing that.
Oh, hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Now let's get ready for a little hotter than hell.
But does a band like that ever really die? Let's say the Bee Gees, for instance.
Well,
I mean, their music's still here. Granted, you can't see a Bee Gees concert, but I don't know how many of the Bee Gees fans would actually want to go see a Bee Gees concert.
Right.
I'm sorry, but I'm the guy. I don't go to
Rolling
movies much anymore.
The Rolling Stones continue to live forever.
Yeah, but again, with the TV and your 85-inch TV, if I could play the video of their concert or go to the concert, I'm a bit of a homebody.
If these rock bands, like blues-based rock bands, could survive the disco era, which they did.
Oh, yeah, they did.
I was made for loving you, baby. And what was the Stones more disco-y? Oh, it could have applied to the city. Under cover of the night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they did another one, too. Yeah. But there were several like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, they had a little funky disco
David
phase.
Bowie things, Dancing in the Street, actually.
Yeah, but, I mean, would you go see? If it was, like, really well done, like it looked like real people, would you go see it? No?
No, I would not fight 20,000 people or 10,000 people at a stadium, because that's how concerts are.
Yeah, sure.
To go see some movie projection thing.
I did, after going to the Iron Ball, I was like, man, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired of crowds and being packed in there.
That was me. We seen the last time the Stones came to Atlanta. We saw them. That was supposed to be their final concert then. And we were up in the nosebleed sections, only seats you could get. And I realized then, okay, you're too old for concerts. Because if you take a wrong step when you're going down these steps, you're done for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 35, 40 yards of you rolling down concrete stairs. So, and they let you drink as much as you want to. So.
Anyway, 272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams, and who's the other? Oh, yeah, Madeline.
Madeline Cannon. One of my favorite people in all the world.
Great work there at Alabama Home Mortgage, and they can help you folks out. Now, it might be the interest rates are going to start to move in a way that will get your attention.
They have been moving down slowly but surely, but they're going to continue, I think.
Right, and so whether you're looking to buy a home and you want the best, you want folks that have that personal touch, they're actually going to get to know you and your goals in buying a home. It's not like paint by number, and they're certainly not hitting a quota or something like that. No, they're getting to know you again and can walk you every step of the way from pre-approval all the way to closing day. And also, a lot of folks right now, you can still get it done. A great refinance deal to help you survive the holidays or any sort of cash flow crunch that you might be stuck in.
Yep.
Or it could be a mountain of credit card debt with those ridiculous interest rates. What, APR average is 29%?
Yeah. Whew. And what's the average balance? $8 grand, $9 grand, $10
that's
grand?
a lot of money to be stuck under.
Yeah.
So if you've got value equity built up in your home, why not have Alabama Home Mortgage set you up with a great refinance deal, especially if you're a veteran, because they're VA home loan certified there at Alabama Home Mortgage. So call Kim and her team today, 567-4223. That's 567-4223. You can also visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. And MLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. We should be right back in 30 seconds with Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances.
Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Do you have a cell phone or tablet that isn't charging, dying fast, or maybe the screen is damaged? Don't get suckered into buying a new one. XI Repair can fix your current device same day and in under 30 minutes. Their certified technicians fix and recover data from thousands of cell phones, computers, tablets, game consoles, and drones 7 days a week. Give them a call today at 334-777-1234 or visit them online at xirepair.com.
The River Region's first and only News Talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. Coming up, the wall's closing in on Biden. And we got some state stories we can go to. But first, let's go to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing great, Joey. How are y'all?
Doing quite well, powering through the show. And I don't know if you met him or saw him, but my grandfather stopped by Cohen's today.
Wow.
And
I did not get the opportunity to meet him.
And he was looking at mini fridges, and he was very happy with the selection there, and got one ordered now after looking at the show unit, and he loved the experience. And actually, what happened is a 20-year-old mini fridge he bought from Cohen's crapped out. He's like, why mess with fixing?
That thing should have lasted longer.
But he was like, why not just go back to Cohen's to get a brand new one? And y'all helped him out, so thank you for that.
Well, you're very welcome. I didn't know is he getting this for him or to put in your little room?
Yeah, put in my little nook. As I was promised a mini fridge, I didn't expect him to, And then he called me and he's like, I'm at Cohen's. I'm like, okay. So pretty awesome stuff. And y'all have a great selection there of the appliance side, whether you're talking about the laundry room, but when it comes to those fridge options, especially a mini fridge. The way you described it, this had like a glass front. It really looks great and keeps things cool.
Oh, so he's not getting the one made for the kid that goes to college. He's getting a quality unit.
Right, yeah. I might look like a bum, Michael, but come on, man.
No. I mean, but a lot of times people are in that $169 price range for that under-counter thing.
Oh, yeah,
for your kid to take off to college. And, the parent doesn't really care if it keeps his beer cold or not. But the ones, what he's getting is more of a beverage center, and they are much nicer.
Well, I'm looking forward to arriving at the house and just appreciate y'all helping my family. My dad's bought from y'all, and my grandfather, like so many family members. So, keep it in the family.
Kind of like it's generational.
Yeah. When you're around for 65 plus years, I think something like that happens. Well, only when you have great service. People keep coming back, and that's Cohen's Electronics.
And that's what we aspire. We do always try to do the right thing.
Well, folks, you can always go to thinkcohens.com or call them at 277-8890. But there's nothing like stopping by, seeing all these great products in person, getting to know the staff and the team there. 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6, I believe, Monday through Friday, and then 9 to 4 on Saturdays.
Yes, sir.
Well, y'all check them out today and be sure to say, hey, I heard Michael Cohen himself on that radio show with those guys, Joey and Eddie. Be sure to tell them that.
Those guys. Yes.
Well,
all right. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it, Michael. Yeah, Michael Cohen there, Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. More news and views in the afternoon after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
The Johnny Adams Law Firm, proud sponsor of the Rich Thomas Weather Network. You can't control the weather, but you can control your drive. Be aware of your surroundings in any weather. Be a defensive driver. Your family and friends will thank you. From the Johnny Adams Law Firm.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's a change of reality and a change of climate as colder air heads for Alabama. For today, sunshine, breezy, cooler, high in the upper 50s. Mostly clear, cold tonight. I think we'll be in the upper 20s by dawn on Tuesday. For the day Tuesday, a raw December day with a high temperature barely up to about 50. More sun. Upper 20s again on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. I think Wednesday's high will be in the mid-50s. A little better Thursday with a high near 60 and storm-free in the next few days. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Rev things up in 2024 with Kubota and Capital Tractor. From the #1 rated compact tractor to the #1 selling compact excavator and more, we're powering Alabama. Kubota and Capital Tractor, Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
1819 News.
There were 6 Jewish groups in central Alabama who received bomb threats via email this past weekend. The Jewish Federation of Central Alabama identified the temples and synagogues that were threatened to be located in Dothan, Selma, Montgomery, and Auburn. The Jewish leaders at those places of worship contacted authorities about the threats. Police used canine units to check the facilities for any danger before services were held on Saturday. The origin and person behind those threats are yet to be determined. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
Police in Mobile arrest a woman for shooting into a former workplace. 35-year-old Tamaya Chestang was also found to have multiple identities on her person after she was arrested. Chestang is facing multiple charges, including theft charges and trafficking in stolen identities. A helicopter crash landed over the weekend in Tuscumbia. The aircraft could be seen losing control within feet of Highway 72. Amazingly, the pilot and the passenger were able to walk away uninjured before the aircraft then caught fire. Quaker Oats has issued a recall of their granola products due to possible contamination with salmonella. The recalled food includes the Quaker Chewy granola bars and their granola oat cereals. The recall affects all 50 states. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with the updated market report. Over the past 11 and a half months, over 4,100 homes have sold and closed in our MLS system with an average price of $245,000. Houses are selling at listed price throughout the river region, and over 35% are selling in the first 30 days on the market. Rising interest rates tend to keep some people from buying, but it didn't stop over 4,100 families from buying this year. There's a cost to waiting and expecting rates to fall, and that cost is appreciation, which has been rising nearly every month for the last 2 years. So the house that you delay buying this year could cost you $35,000 more next year, even if the rate falls. One alternative is to buy now, refinance when rates improve, and that way you are not paying more for the house that you really wanted. For the facts, call Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey Clark. He's Eddie.
In the hacienda.
Like and subscribe. Joey Clark Live on YouTube. Or you can always watch on the X platform or Facebook. But like and subscribe on
Like
YouTube.
and subscribe. It's
And,
free.
well, as promised,
Yeah.
there are now worries among the Democrats. It almost feels like the walls are closing in on Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., our current president. But here's a story from the New York Post. It was actually the Washington Post that first broke this. But this is a follow-up by the New York Post. The headline reads, FBI secretly taped James Biden as it probed attorney who paid him $100K to his consulting firm.
Wow.
Now, I wonder what he was consulting on, though. But here's the story.
Okay.
President Biden's brother James was secretly recorded by the FBI during a bribery investigation into a Mississippi trial attorney who shelled out $100,000 to Jim Biden's consulting firm in the late 1990s. Richard Scruggs. Does that name sound familiar?
It does sound familiar.
Well, Mississippi's just right over there, right over yonder, about a few stones
Sounds
throws
very
away.
familiar.
But Richard Scruggs, the trial attorney, hired James and Sarah Biden's D.C. consulting firm while seeking to gin up support for tobacco legislation being contemplated by Congress in 1998. This is according to the Washington Post reporting. Neither James, 74, nor his brother, President Biden, who's 81, were implicated in any major criminal wrongdoing in the case. But the revelation comes amid an impeachment probe into alleged influence peddling by the president's family members. I probably wouldn't have hired him if he wasn't the senator's brother, Scruggs, the trial attorney, told the Washington Post. about why he forked over cash to James Biden's firm.
Well, there you go. I mean,
but then he goes on. He goes, but Jim was never untoward about his influence. He didn't brag about it or talk about it. He didn't have to.
Right.
He was the man's brother.
He didn't have to.
Scruggs, who was later sent to prison over a separate bribery scheme. So he wasn't untoward about his influence, and I wasn't paying him a bribe, but I have been to prison for bribing people.
I have been accused of that and found guilty of that before.
Yeah, but anyway, Scruggs, who had been sent to prison over a separate bribery scheme, had been closing in on a deal to push the tobacco companies to cough up billions of dollars in a lawsuit, alleging they withheld information about their products and how they were addictive. Wait, did you really need... Hold on. Because I wasn't paying attention back then. I was only 10 years old in 1998.
All right.
Did people really need the tobacco companies to tell them that nicotine and tobacco is addictive?
I have never understood that my whole life, Joey. I knew from the time I was a toddler, that it was addictive and not good for you.
Like, I'm still on nicotine. Now, thank God I don't have to do tobacco anymore, but I'm still on nicotine.
Now this probably has a disclosure on there, doesn't it?
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Yeah, no crap, Sherlock.
We're the same company that has to put things like labels on the bucket that don't put your kid in the bucket. Don't eat those silica packets. I mean, I hate it, but in this litigious society we live in, you have to dumb it down. Thank you. You have to dumb it down. So, not for the dumbest people, but just to keep out of court.
Now, seeking some $368 billion in 1998, Scruggs needed Congress to waive antitrust provisions as part of a settlement deal.
Okay.
Senator Joe Biden in 97 initially said he was not yet convinced that the settlement is a good deal. Despite initially being reluctant, Joe Biden, who sat on the powerful Judiciary Committee there in the Senate as a ranking member, ultimately became one of its most significant backers. It's not, there wasn't any pay for play.
No, but
he was just convinced that it was a good deal, right? Ultimately, the bill failed to clear Congress. Biden at the time cited an intense campaign by the tobacco industry that he claims swayed Republicans. Now, while seeking support from the then Delaware Senator, Scruggs made multiple $10,000 payments to Lion Hall. Like the lion.
Oh, really?
But it might as well be lion. Like telling
exactly.
But made multiple 10-grand payments to Lion Hall, James and Sarah Biden's consulting firm, over roughly a year, according to the Washington Post. Scruggs was unsure if James convinced his brother to back the bill, but told the Washington Post, I hope he did.
It was worth the investment.
A lawyer for James Biden was adamant that his, quote, work was never involved speaking with or providing access to his brother.
Didn't Hunter say the same thing?
You go back to Scruggs, he's like, well, I hired him because he's the guy's brother.
I mean, he didn't have to tell me that. I knew it. And I knew they were on the take.
Lion Hall has become a focus of Republican congressional investigators looking into whether the president's brother has used the company to filter money to the rest of the Biden family. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer has flagged a $40,000 check marked as a quote-unquote loan repayment from James to Joe in 2017. Comer alleges that the payment was laundered money from the Chinese government-linked CEFC. As evidence, Comer points to a series of transactions to the president's brother's account. The White House, however, has forcefully rejected that notion and highlighted bank records that indicate the president did indeed make a loan to his brother.
Sure. I'm going to on paper give you a $40,000 loan. All right? Just a piece of paper that says I gave you the loan. Then in a week from now, give me a check. Pay me back for money I never gave you.
But again, folks, this is a summation by the New York Post of the Washington Post.
Story about a story.
And then you also have other stories of Democrats really vocally saying they're worried about Biden's chances. You're seeing the polls. Trump continues to climb in the polls. Trump was never above 50% in any presidential poll. He is now.
He is now.
On big ones like Harris-Harvard recently came out. So we'll see. But let's go to Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Doing good, Larry. How you doing?
Doing great.
I'm doing well. Hey, Joey, I know I heard you guys talking last week about the situation with the retirement insurance for the retirees.
Yeah.
For the city of Montgomery, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody sort of under my and just as transparency to me, my wife is a as a retiree from the city, and we're on, the plan. We have, of course, we have to be on Medicare because we're over 65, and then Blue Cross Blue Shield has been the backup plan. The city decided to change the plan, really without any discussion. It just, we found out that they'd already signed a contract. A meeting was called where we meet with some people from an outfit called Amwins that's going to be administering this. But, the big concern is, first of all, they stood up there and said, nothing's going to change. If your doctor accepts Medicare, you're not going to lose your doctor. Well, first of all, a lot of us are losing our dentist. They won't cover our dentist, the new insurance. So my dentist I've had for years, I'm either going to have to pay out of my pocket or go find a new dentist. At the last meeting, several people who were in the group stood up and said, I called my cardiologist and they will not accept this insurance.
That's what I worry about.
I'm repeating what they had to say. I've got a cardiologist too, and I haven't called him. I probably should have.
Yeah, because it's one thing if you're your GP, but all the specialists you go see. Yeah.
And here's the other thing, and they're only doing this to the retirees over the age of 65. If you're a retiree under 65 or a current city employee, you get to keep Blue Cross Blue Shield. Now, if it's such a great plan, why are they not putting all of the city on it? All the retirees, all the active people, and they're not. And the concern here is this is a group that's 65. This is when you're going to need health insurance. The most in your life, obviously. And they are scared that this is going to change and that they're not going to have the coverage they've had. I mean, because Blue Cross Blue Shield, I got to tell you, I've been through several major things. I had some back surgery. I had a terrible case of AFib, which got fixed, but it was not, it was a pretty big deal. And I never saw the first bill, not the first. There was no question. I was sent to Birmingham for my ablation on my heart. Never saw a bill. And of course, he was standing up there, the guy with Amwins, claiming that, when you go to the hospital, there's a $250 deductible. And everybody almost at one time said, we have never paid a deductible going to the hospital. And we've not.
Right.
So I don't know how he thought Blue Cross Blue Shield did that. The other problem is, they're trying to position this as a big savings for the city. Do you know how much it is? The percentage of what they're going to save by going to this new plan is 0.4% roughly of the city budget.
Wow.
It's 0.4% of the total city budget. It's chicken feed when you get right down to it. But the cities have they're talking like, oh, this is the greatest thing, and we're doing this for the good, and yet you got a group of people here that's really, really concerned, and when the city council wanted to pump the brakes on this deal and stop it for the time being so it could actually be looked into and keep everybody on Blue Cross Blue Shield until we could get a lot of unanswered questions answered. Now, of course, the mayor has vetoed that. It is also my understanding that, there's a 4-3 majority that decided to pass the resolution to sever the relationship with Amwins that had been made. Well, now, they're putting the heat, obviously, on some city council people that voted for it to change. And it only takes one. But, our point of view is that, the people who are on it is we should have been given more notice. There should have been more time. We need to know exactly what's going to happen. Give them time enough to figure out what they would keep, what they wouldn't keep.
Well,
and they're saying, they're saying they want to pass on the savings to the retirees. The retirees were never asking for savings. They were happy where they were. Yeah.
Well, and I last hour read I was sent a long email laying this out for an anonymous person, but they seem to be either one of the retirees or a family member. And a lot of what you said just now, what Rick, who called in last hour too, confirmed what I was reading on the email. And in particular, the lack of communication. The person who emailed me this said they think it's going to work out with their doctors. They're unsure, like you, about dental, and it's certainly unsure about vision. But they said AmWinds, like you're supposed to be educational kits, for instance, before going to one of these meetings, and a lot of people didn't even get the educational kits. And it seems like in 18, Todd Strange was pretty upfront before they put anything in the budget. And the retirees said, no, we're happy to pay even more. We're happy to keep our current plans. It sounds like this time in September, they just went ahead, put it in the budget, signed this new contract, and y'all found out later.
Nobody. In fact, the way we found out is I read it on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
And somebody had put a post on Facebook. My wife had received no communication.
That's just excusable.
And so it was at that point that we started attending these retiree meetings that they have. I mean, I'm walking in there and I'm seeing people in wheelchairs and walkers and on oxygen and walking, people you can tell are very frail. Thankfully, at this point in our lives, Sarah, in our lives, we're fairly healthy right now. But at some point, your health begins to fail on you, and you need to know that there's something there to help you get through this. I know tomorrow night is the city council meeting, and I don't know if this is, it may be a done deal and completely, we're not going to be able to do anything about it. But they are asking all the retirees to show up tomorrow night.
Good.
Yeah, as a part of this, it's supposed to be out there, so if this can be stopped. Now, a few years ago, and I think it was probably under Todd Strange's administration, they started, I think you mentioned that.
Yeah.
They started to go to this. They started the same thing. They were going to change. Well, but they listened to the retirees. On top of it, there was a promise made to people in this group, especially firemen. But so you got retired firemen, retired police officers. You got people who work for every department in the city that's part of this group. But I believe it was a promise made to the firemen that they would never take away their Blue Cross Blue Shield. And that's exactly what's happening right now.
And to do it for folks because the excuse being Medicare. Oh, you're 65 and up. Yeah. And well, I hate that y'all are going through it. Hopefully the plan will work out, but the lack of communication is troubling, to say the least.
It's been troubling, and somehow this started in departments within the city, and then brought to the mayor, and they made the decision. Never consulted city council or anything. It was just it was made, it was done, and now we're finding out about it. And honestly, I think you have a group of people who are very, very concerned about going forward with this new plan and what it's going to mean to them, especially with some of the health problems that many of them now have.
Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow night. I know the council's got a big thing to consider there, and but I appreciate you calling in about this, Larry.
Just urge folks to be able to come out and come to the meeting. But I appreciate it, guys.
Hey, thank you, Larry.
Larry Stevens. Great
guy in Montgomery.
Yeah, legend here in radio.
Oh, definitely.
And really is a good dude.
Yeah, he's a solid dude.
Yeah, we need more of those.
We're running out of them, Joey. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it, but we're running out of them.
Yeah, but look at you and me.
Like I said, Joey.
Yeah, we're running out
of them.
Running out. It ain't going to be us, but we hope other people
I'll be honest,
step
we're
up.
all right, but they're...
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we can do better.
Right, you think they talk to us?
No.
No, they don't. They don't communicate with us, and we ain't even in retirement.
Right. I'm thinking they won't think we'll make it that long.
Probably right. I mean, look at us.
Right. You don't get as many miles out of a Corvette as you do out of an Oldsmobile, Joey. Remember that.
Look, Gumtown John is saying, I think he's referring to you saying litigious. He says, hey now, the Chisholm man used a dollar word correctly in a sentence. Good job, Joey. Your efforts at teaching Eddie are bearing some fruit.
Just so the world knows, that has nothing to do with Joey. Just happened to have a lot of lawyers in my life.
Wait, do you have one of those, like, word of the day bathroom readers or something?
No, I got my phone.
Okay. But you got the app where you do the word of the day? Do you try to use it in a sentence throughout the day?
I've tried before, but most people looked at me like, you got the word of the day calendar or something? So I kind of backed off that.
You sound like one of that Joey Clark essays. Like, what the hell with this purple prose?
So I've had to just kind of back off that.
Yeah.
Keeps it real. Every once in a while, a word will slip out.
272-9228. Oh, by the way, tomorrow my op-ed there at 1819 News is essentially, what's the title of it? DEI denies personal dignity.
Yes.
And honor. Now, it claims it's all for collective dignity and honor, but I don't think that's how dignity and honor work.
Thank you, Joey.
When you essentially say the individual is not the unit that matters, it's the group that matters first and foremost, personal honor and dignity then goes out the window. And the beautiful thing, though, Eddie, and I quote this woman in the piece. Let me play the actual clip.
All right.
This is from, Glenn Lowry. I've played this guy for you before, right?
Sounds familiar.
He's
Not a Glenn Fry.
He's an economics professor. Also teaches much more than economics at Brown University. Glenn Lowry's great. Go the Glenn Show. Check it out, folks. Really good stuff. And not just the episodes of John McWhorter. Like, Glenn is always having on great guests. Brilliant man, insightful in many ways. But he had on a veteran of, the DEI circuit.
Oh, really?
An actual DEI officer.
Okay.
Who
be interesting.
Was saying that she still believes in diversity. And in fact, this woman is like, she is black, has purple hair. Like, she looks like I'm pulling it up now. 1 second. I'll pull it up on the screen for everybody on the live stream. Like, she looks like a liberal professor or a liberal administrator.
Things, Joy.
But this is,
Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, shut up, Eddie.
Saying.
Like you and I don't. But her name's Tabia Lee. And again, this is a person who was running a DEI office at a very liberal college in California.
Okay.
And she realized, hey, something's going on here. And in particular, her story was she was trying to look out for her Jewish friends on campus who were saying there's a lot of anti-Semitism. So she brought it up with the group. We really believe in diversity. Let's have more Jewish voices to talk about this. And they claimed that this woman, who you're seeing on the screen right now, was a white adjacent oppressor. And using the language, because we all know, Jews are white, so they're oppressors.
But
so that made her go, that's not the diversity I'm thinking of. But
thank you.
Here's what she had to say on the matter. Just a small clip from the Glenn Show.
Your studies program, anything ending with studies should be a red light to you, to just kind of pump the brakes and take a double look into what's being taught. They're rooted in this critical social justice framework that is pushing in a very strong way at this time to be embedded throughout every single discipline and every area of study. I would encourage people, when you're seeing the terms, the curriculum exercises, a focus on race, a focus on gender, a focus on check boxes instead of whole people and whole communities and cultures and pluralism. When you see that anti-American stream, start to question it and ask what is going on here and what are we trying to create for our communities? Why are we saying there's only one way to view an issue or a subject area when there's many ways to view it? Why can't we have ethnic studies that's taught in a pro-American way? In a way that honors the pluralism and the wonderful value of all these different ethnicities and cultures that have contributed to the fabric of America.
Do you have a problem with that?
I have
learning
no
about the
issue
black
with that.
experience in America, the Chinese experience?
No, I have no issue with that whatsoever. The fact that we can't is ridiculous to me.
Right, but she continues.
And that doesn't mean that we're abandoning the hard issues that we all need to face and look at. That doesn't mean we're painting them with a rainbow or anything like that. You can look at everything in American history and in American society and understand the different contributions that have been made through a lens of resilience, through a lens of human dignity and human agency. It doesn't have to be through victims and oppressors, and we're perpetually in these roles, and we have to show solidarity because that's what some sociologist is telling us who we're uplifting and centering now. It doesn't have to be that way. There's better ways to do this work, and there are scholars who are talking about it. There are people developing curricula around it, and it's time for us to take a look at that and get back to the values that we hold dear. Otherwise, we're just going to be torn asunder by these divisive ideologies.
Well, if that was a sermon, I'd be saying amen right now. Amen.
Y'all check out the Glenn Show. Just search Glenn Lowry. Good guy.
I wonder how many people in her field kind of have those same thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
And just
And keep quiet.
Right, can't put it out.
Keep their head down.
With her, I'm surprised if this was done Friday. I'm surprised she's not canceled already.
Right.
From just speaking the truth, and I appreciate that. Especially got to be from her. That's got to be really hard to put out there. But she's
Well, no, but she realized that I'm dealing with something here that's almost like a cult.
It is. We've seen that and said that before.
Yeah.
If you don't see it the way I see it through my diverse eyes, then you're wrong.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. There's another way. No, not even entertain it.
Yeah. Well, it's good though that there are people speaking up who have the same, the courage to speak up, the courage to host folks like that. And there's again more people than you might think, folks, that are tired of this crap. It's the fact though, and it's been kind of cloistered for a long time. Like, why do we care what's going on some liberal arts college campus? But then you realize, those people get jobs in HR departments and in C-suites and major corporations.
Now more than ever, you see
and
that.
in many aspects of the bureaucracy and the government and the legislative staff. And now we're starting to see, this influences a lot. But again, there are a lot of even liberals, people who actually believe in tolerance and these sorts of things and pluralism and all that.
Sure.
Who are going, what we're facing is illiberal and wrong. More on, by the way, the illiberal trend in a second. An amazing expose in Politico, or actually it was a 16,000 word, obviously not going to read the whole thing, 16,000 word write-up, I believe, in The Economist, by the guy who was the former opinion editor for the New York Times. And he was fired, if you remember, because he ran that Tom Cotton op-ed about using the Insurrection Act.
Right.
And he is unloaded now, a few years later, on the New York Times, explaining what the culture was like there, how his firing went down. Pretty amazing stuff. We'll give you a summary of that.
Cool.
In just a second. But first, let's go to east of the Rockies. Hey, East.
What's up, East?
Hey, look, I just wanted to call in real quick and thank you for the new radio show called The Pygmalion. It's hosted by Professor Joey Higgins, and it's quite good. I think this young man that you're working with will have a lot of potential.
Right. It's like I'm going to show him My Fair Lady later and go, see where I got the idea. I've been using it on you for a while.
I don't know about that.
All right. As long as he doesn't wear one of those big hats with the flowers on it, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with a nice flowery cap?
Well, not a cap, dude. I'm talking about a big hat. Yeah, I'm talking about, Kentucky Derby race size hat.
I got you.
Walk away from it, buddy.
I got you.
Walk away from it. But Joey he's being a good influence on you, and I think it's great. And by the way, guys, thank you so much for this past story. I mean, to quote Greg Budell, this is great radio. So I'm really digging it.
Well,
hey,
thank you, East.
If I don't talk to you, have a Merry Christmas.
You too, East.
Merry Christmas to you, East.
Later.
See you, brother.
Hey, Eddie.
Yo.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
I know I did that earlier, but I wanted to do it again.
You too, homie.
Well, thanks, man.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually going to be stopping by there this afternoon to get another blood drawn done.
Oh, I thought you were doing a live remote or something.
No, just to see how I'm going with my regimen. They want to check all my different
It's very
levels.
important.
Yeah.
Very important.
No, I'll admit, folks, I am a client there because when they first came on as a client of ours, they said, hey, you want to test out your testosterone? I'm like, sure, why not?
Right, let's see what
Just
that
a
number
blood
is.
draw, sure. And they walked back in like they'd seen a ghost. They're like, you okay? I'm like, no, I always feel like crap. And my testosterone was low. And I guess I could, in many moons from now, many years, I might explain why I think that was. But they got me on a regimen, and now I'm blowing and going, baby.
Yeah.
Cooking. Maybe not as much as you.
How you
but-
cooking with gas? Come on.
Yeah,
you cooking with gas.
we're doing it
baby.
to it like lighter fluid,
That's
so
right.
to speak. And so I can tell you on a personal basis, it works, folks.
Oh,
They have
definitely.
all sorts of different treatment options. If you're a man and you're experiencing the symptoms of low T, which could include being sluggish all the live long day, no sex drive really to speak of, you just kind of feel listless mentally too. Like you don't understand what you're doing, where you're going.
Kind of brain foggy.
Problem could be low T. So for only $99, it's just, again, a quick blood draw. You can know your testosterone numbers, and if you do have low T, these treatments will truly change your life there at Montgomery Men's Health. So call them today, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com And be sure to tell him you heard about him here on News and Views in the afternoon. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
I'm Cam Marston. My radio show and podcast called What's Working with Cam Marston focuses on the workplace, workforce, and marketplace trends shaping Alabama business. My guests tell their stories and discuss their business expertise in such a way that you and I can learn from them and apply it to our own world. Listen to What's Working with Cam Marston each Saturday at noon right here on News Talk 93.1.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. Again, the former editor of the editorial page for the New York Times is now speaking out. His name is James Bennett, and here at Politico, or whatever it's at, Politico, James Bennett's damning New York Times portrayal. The former Times editorial page editor clears the record on his controversial 2020 firing. Apparently 3 years after his high-profile firing from the New York Times, James Bennett has told his side of the story. In a dishy 16,000-word essay published Thursday in The Economist, Bennett, the former Times editorial page editor who resigned from the paper in 2020 after publishing a controversial op-ed by Senator Cotton, Tom Cotton, accuses the Times senior editorial leaders of caving to a culture of quote-unquote illiberalism that silences debate and caters to the ideological whims of the paper's younger, left-leaning staffers. Again, why should we care about all this stuff on college campuses? Oh, wait, because as people go and work.
Right, they become employed.
At the Times. As preoccupied as it is with the question of why so many Americans have lost trust in it, the Times is failing to face up to one crucial reason, that it has lost faith in Americans too, Bennett writes. The reality is that the Times is becoming the publication through which America's progressive elite talks to itself. Sorry. and talks to itself about an America that does not really exist. Armed with extensive email correspondence and verbatim quotations from his final days at the Times, Bennett accuses the Times leadership, especially the publisher A.G. Sulzberger and former executive editor Dean Beckwith, of betraying him in the heat of the controversy over Cotton's op-ed, which called on then-President Donald Trump to use the military to suppress violent protests and looting during the Black Lives Matter protests in the summer of 2020. But, Trump's going to be the dictator.
Right, exactly.
He refused to do stuff like that. Bennett recounts that Beckett, or whatever this frickin' idiot's name, was at first taken aback by the mounting criticism of the piece in the days after its publication. Even goes so far as to ask Bennett, "Are we truly so precious?" The answer, it turns out, was yes, Bennett writes. In another vivid episode, Bennett says that when he told Sulzberger about a conservative columnist's concerns that the paper held conservative arguments to a more scrupulous standard than liberal ones, Sulzberger lost his patience and told Bennett to, quote, inform the complaining conservatives that that's just how it was. There was a double standard and he should get used to it.
Oh.
Bennett writes that Sulzberger and Beckett privately backed his decision to run Cotton's piece, but when criticism of the op-ed from readers and Times staffers began to mount in June 2020, culminating in a series of fiery internal Times meetings and heated exchanges on the company's internal Slack channels, all of which Bennett recounts in lurid detail, Sulzberger and Beckett flip-flopped. Sulzberger, Bennett's boss, eventually forced him to resign. Sulzberger called me at home, and with an icy anger that still puzzles and saddens me, demanded my resignation. In a written statement to Politico, Sulzberger pushed back against Bennett's characterization of the culture of the Times. Quote, James Bennett and I have always agreed on the importance of independent journalism, the challenges it faces in today's more polarized world, and the mission of the Times to pursue independence even when the path of least resistance or less resistance might be to give into partisan passions. But I could not disagree more strongly with the false narrative he has constructed about the Times. Yeah, the Times should know something about false narratives being constructed. Our commitment to independence is evident in our report every day. James was a valued partner, but where I parted ways with him is on how to deliver on these values. Principles alone are not enough. Execution matters. Leadership matters. Says the guy who showed he has no balls when his own staff revolted. Who's running the Times, Sulzberger? You or these brand new people that just hopped in and took it over?
I would go with the brand new people because he's afraid they'll quit and he'll be left out on his own. Like you said, he has no cojones. He can't stand up to people. He's not a leader.
Yeah. Man's then wanting to lecture the guy they ran out on a rail made escape about leadership.
Right.
But, I'm not saying don't read the New York Times, folks. I'm just saying don't trust them. You can read the Washington Post, but don't trust them. In fact, you should keep your skeptical mind no matter what political
very true
animal is trying to persuade you to their ways, myself included. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
I'm here with Miss Dot at the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall. Dot, the place is looking festive.
Yes, Christmas is definitely here.
I can see lots of things around here that would be great for Christmas.
The booths are stocked with everything you need for the Christmas season. And we enjoy your visits to see us and helping us keep up all those old good traditions and maybe starting a few new ones. But we love seeing each and every one of you.
What if somebody's looking for a special gift?
We've got the china, of course, and the crystal and the furniture, and we have the vinyl records and silver plate and jewelry and whatever else you think you want.
All right, Dot, give us those hours of operation.
Monday through Friday is 10 until 6. Saturday is 9 until 6. And Sunday is 12:30 to 4:30.
That's the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, 425 Coliseum Boulevard. And from Miss Dot and Mr. Gary and the McDaniel family, they wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for shopping Eastbrook.
I'm Brett Lanham from Benjamin Moore New Look, and we couldn't have imagined how easy, affordable, and flexible advertising on the radio could be. It has been near effortless on our part. You could say our last 2 years have been the best in 10 because of a skyrocketing GDP. I say it's owed to Blue Water Broadcasting and their advertising staff.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by JB Windows and Siding. Call Jones Brothers. You'll be glad you did.
JB Windows and Siding has what you're looking for. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's a change of reality and a change of climate as colder air heads for Alabama. For today, sunshine, breezy, cooler, high in the upper 50s. Mostly clear, cold tonight. I think we'll be in the upper 20s by dawn on Tuesday. For the day Tuesday, a raw December day with a high temperature barely up to about 50, more sun, upper 20s again on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. I think Wednesday's high will be in the mid-50s, a little better Thursday with a high near 60 and storm-free in the next few days. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE Credit Union makes auto loans easy with rates as low as 4.75% APR. Apply online or visit your local branch today. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
ASE Credit Union, your life, your goals, your ASE.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now let's take a little break from politics, Eddie.
Oh, thank you.
And do you want to do an animal story?
No, I was hoping you had something to eat.
No, I don't have food on me. Look at me. If anything, I need to not eat.
You don't have travel jerky or nothing like that on you?
Mm-mm.
Boy, you got many years left before you catch up. Like, you'll learn these things, Joey. Travel jerky.
Anyway, you ever been to Yellowstone?
Yeah, a couple times.
Really? Did you like it?
Yes, I was. I was impressed the first time I went. It was really cool. Then I realized you could lay down on your back and pee as high as the Old Faithful there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But did you know Old Faithful was not as Old Faithful as it used to be? Used to, almost within a 90-minute period.
Wait, are we talking about the geyser?
Yeah, the geyser.
Okay.
Yeah. It would go off on a regular basis. That has changed. It's not as predictable as it used to be. It used to be literally like every 90 minutes you were going to have a show.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Right. No, it blows up when it wants to.
Yeah, it does. It's on a whole different schedule now. Yeah. And also at Yellowstone, when you're sitting there looking at Old Faithful, these little groundhogs come out. They're really friendly, and you can pet them. If you put one in the car, your dad will drive about 20 miles down the road before he finds out you got it, and he'll pull over and put it out right then and there.
Now, did you see any bison there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It was one of those, we're in Alabama. We don't have anything like that. So it was one of those really, really cool experiences. The mountains, the bison, the RVs. But yeah, it was really cool. I dug it.
Well, an Instagram page called Tours of Yellowstone, and this is, I guess, during bison rut season or whatever. Well, these tourists were there in the park.
Yeah.
And they were, driving through, and they had to stop because a bunch of bison were coming through.
Yep.
Yeah. And then this happened, apparently. Let's watch together.
Okay.
Eddie. There's the bison getting up to the front of a car.
Okay, see, I got a new car. I'm laying on the horn right now.
Yeah.
I don't need
Whoa!
Right.
Oh, no.
Hence me laying on the horn.
Oh, no.
Right.
Wow, look at the damage.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That just went straight through that daggone car.
No, it's just beer can.
Woo!
Have you seen the videos of the idiots that get out of their car to go take a picture with the bison and how they get
gored?
Just gored, knocked around, and I can't believe that many idiots exist on this earth.
Yeah, and he kind of warned them before, didn't
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is a heck of a hit.
They're awfully ornery, but they are beautiful.
Indeed. 272-9228. You gotta love the animal sites on the Instagram. Tours of Yellowstone. All the beauty.
Yellowstone is gorgeous. I think Justin and his wife went a couple years back, too. It's gorgeous. Not the kind of woods that we have here. Not the kind of forests that we have.
Yeah, what do we got here? We got rattlesnakes, right?
Oh, we got everything that'll kill you.
We got water moccasin.
I think we got like literally 10 different
We have
flavors
bears
of snakes.
around here?
Yeah, we got black bears.
Do we
used to have one in Waldboro.
Well, this is always my favorite to bring up with the state wildlife people.
Give me going.
Any long-tailed big cats.
Well, the state wildlife people are going to tell you no.
No, right.
But if you look at any hunter's game camera,
Yeah,
just
look
about
at my
everybody's
tracking
got
cam.
one on there. So I don't even know how you argue back and forth.
Right.
Not to put those guys down, but they do always say no. But there always seems to be 50 pictures that kind of prove yes.
Though Alabama has been called what, the North American Amazon?
Oh, no
like
doubt.
The biodiversity is remarkable.
Amazing the biodiversity we have here from and it's kind of good that Alabama has gone undiscovered because I can't imagine how people would take advantage of it and turn us into like a city or where they just strip it. And we've got too many good, what I consider just good God-given features here. I'm kind of glad that it's kind of been hidden.
Also, when's the last time you've gone to a place like Moundville?
A couple years.
Yeah, it's been since grade school for me. But I kind of want to go with Graham Hancock.
Oh, yeah?
He really thinks the earth forms are, the whole theory I'm remembering from grade school was, this is where they buried their dead.
Yeah.
Hancock thinks there's something else going on.
Not the pyramids, but the Moundville.
Yeah, Moundville. Yeah, but he thinks there's something else going on there. That there are all these earthworks throughout North America.
He thinks they're pimples on the earth or something?
Or that you see also a bunch of them in South America. He's essentially suggesting these are ancient civilizations that we don't quite understand. And the explanation we give about hunter-gatherers having more time doesn't quite fit the bill for Mr. Hancock. But
now, just putting it out ignorant here, have we ever dug into a few of those mounds in the Moundville areas?
I have no clue.
From here all the way to South America, just to see if there's some similarities of what they find. I'm curious.
That's how you end up with a ghost.
Well, we got several of them in Alabama.
We do. Confederate ghost, Native American ghost.
Yeah, we got lots of ghosts.
Like go to the Strip in Tuscaloosa after a football game, you're going to see a lot of ghosts.
Well, you got one here in town at the Red Lady of... What's that college downtown? I'm sorry, having a brain fart.
Huntington?
Yeah, the Red Lady of Huntington.
Oh, yeah,
Huntington,
I forgot about the Red Lady.
As a kid, I remember that story well. My mother telling me that, and I was scared to death. Every time we drove by there, I was looking through a window, see if I'd see the Red Lady.
It is a nice campus over there. Often
beautiful.
Place. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But Cloverdale has grown ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like 48 Midtown, I lived there for a year, and it's now just gotten bigger and taller.
Which is good. We need that kind of development down there.
Indeed. Anyway, you want to hit a break?
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm a little tired at this point in the day.
Got snacks?
No. It's just weird, though, that on my list of stories, it says, update, Democrats in D.C. have a private group where they share gay porn. I'm like, I don't want to click on that.
Well, not only that, does that surprise you? I throwing it out here. I'm guessing they're not the only political party that has that kind of thing.
I'm guessing it ain't just Democrats.
Right. Just put it out there.
Well, it's kind of like when Pope Francis said, "We'll come out and bless."
I can't believe it. I'm sorry, but that
my mind went, "What? You're going to bless the clergy yourself?"
Well, honestly, that's my first thought, but I can't believe there's not a huge pushback against that worldwide.
Anyway, we're going to hit this quick break. Be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Is your cell phone or iPad cracked, broken, or not working right? Don't let the big carrier stores sucker you into a new $1,100 device. Let XI Repair fix your device today. XI Repair fixes cell phones, computers, laptops, iPads, game consoles, drones, and more. Their certified technicians fix hundreds of devices every day. When your device needs care, call XI Repair, 334-777-1234, or Google XI Repair. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Now, off air, folks, I was trying to sing Emotional Rescue, and Eddie really encouraged me to do it on air.
I did.
Yeah, which means I probably sound like
That's
a
what we
moron.
do for each other. We encourage each other.
No, you come to my emotional rescue?
Yes, I'm here.
Let's go to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray.
Man, how y'all doing?
Hanging in here like a hair in a biscuit, Ray. How about you?
I'm running like a madman. It's been a crazy, crazy day. Right now, it's supposed to be our slow time year, and it's been nothing but busy.
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
blaming
thing,
y'all.
bro.
Well, to a point.
Yes.
I mean, I should be sitting back and sipping a hot tea and really relaxing right now. Y'all are working the dog out of me.
Well, I mean,
We weren't just. When did we start advertising with y'all?
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's been
3-4 years?
Yeah, at least 4 years, I think.
Yeah, I haven't had a break in 3 or 4 years.
Well, no offense, Ray, but we're going to try to keep you working.
Yeah,
that hard.
That's the goal.
Here on out. I mean,
What I'm trying to do is this psychological warfare with other business owners that saying you really should be advertising this way. It works.
this is true. This is very true.
Plus,
see it
I don't
every
want
day.
you getting idle hands. You know, that's the
Devil's
workshop. Yeah.
It has been. I tell you, we've been blessed. We were up for the year. I have no complaints. Our customer base is wonderful because all of your listeners are wonderful people.
Yes, they are.
So it's just a win-win whenever you advertise on this station.
That's good to hear.
Well,
Ray.
you're supposed to talk about Prattville
Right.
Carpet, but you're singing
me
our
blush.
praises, and it's just, well, it's good to know that we all love each other, I guess.
Well, I was going to see if we could get a discount next year.
You bet. It's called the Joey discount. Just write it on the invoice. You'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Guys, seriously, if y'all need a floor, call us 285-8117. If you are a business owner, except for flooring store, don't do it if you're a flooring store. But anybody else, you got to call Joey. It does work, guys.
There it is.
It's amazing because the listeners, they're just wonderful. I don't think I've run across one person that says, "Hey, I'm a listener of Joey's that I have not thoroughly enjoyed working for."
You know, Ray, something that cracks me up because I hear a lot of feedback as well. I'm amazed how many listeners, they will tell me, I turn on this radio station when I get up in the morning, and I don't turn it off till I go to bed at night. I'm amazed how many people tell me that.
We got some loyal folks.
It's a very loyal audience, for sure.
Yes,
well,
sir.
y'all have a great day. I got to take you out in this job so the guys can finish up.
All right, man. Have
Appreciate
a good one,
it,
Ray.
Ray.
Y'all too. Bye.
Hey, bro.
Again, that number for Prattville Carpet, 285-8117. And when you call 285-8117, be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles here on the radio with Joey and Eddie. We got time for Randall.
Yeah.
Randall.
What's up, Randall?
What's going on, fellas? Man, you know, you hit the mounds and kind of, you might as well went ahead and said pyramids while you know, bouncing around the turn.
Do the pyramids. We can
So
talk
what's the
about
connection there,
and the
Randall?
earthwork.
Give me the connection.
Well, we got over 2,000 in North America or so.
Right.
Like, Egyptians don't even come close. Egypt, they the big ones. They were the prime mothership. I mean, that carried a lot of electricity because of the sand and the water mixture up under there. It made a heck of a connector, or whatever you want to call it, conductor. And then plus being out there where they lined them up with them 3 stars and made everything just perfect, man. Like, how did they even do that back then?
Right.
Like, you can't even do that now with the stuff. Like hardly. And like lining that stuff up was like that was unheard of. Like, it'd be unheard of for us to read about it.
So you like the idea that the pyramids were essentially like a global power
station.
plant. Yeah.
Oh, there ain't no light out there. They were electricity. They just want you to think they want black people to think that their kinfolks were buried in there, so we'll think it's sacred and stay out of there. That is not what went on.
Interesting.
At all. And Nikola Tesla's Tesla coils are designed right after them. The 316 foot down to where the first tunnel goes. I mean, it's all the feet. Everything is all the same. I mean, it's a measure. It's I guess like what you call it a recipe that can't be messed with. Like, it has to be just about duplicated. Right. Like, you know what I mean?
Perfect.
So
Yep.
And when you cover up the pyramids, why they covered them up with them dirt and grew trees on it. Like, when you uncover them and get the measuring, it's all at the 316 and 319 mark. You'll see what I'm talking about once you start studying them. But it's electricity. It's easy to like.
And there's
we
some
can prove
thought
that.
about the use of certain sound frequencies to move things and fascinating stuff. But hey, I'm out of time, Randall. We'll talk again tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Love you, brother.
All right, brother.
Well, thank you, Eddie.
Have you ever seen the sound frequencies on water?
Yeah, really.
Amazing, isn't it?
Or in them frozen
Yeah.
in ice. Really cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, man. I had a good one with you today.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you. Made me feel a little better.
It was real. It was real fun.
It was good. I appreciate it.
Hey, Eddie.
Shut up, Joey.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Greg Budell, Happy Hour. He's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master